Hello, ma'am.
Good evening, Dr. Rinku. Good evening, Dr. Raj. Great to see you after long.
Same here, ma'am.
Same here, ma'am. Great to see you.
Start kare, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Rinku Sharma, Assistant Professor, Government College, Rador. I welcome all of you to the one-day international webinar, which is Reshaping Today's Education, Processing Education in 21st Century. And I invite Dr. Navneet Kaur, Executive Director, Education, ICERT, to give a brief description of ICERT to all of you. Welcome, Navneet, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rinku. What an incredible start. On behalf of ICERT, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously helped us make this event come together to become a success. Team ICERT, resource persons, and all the participants, national and international. So very warm welcome to each and every one of you. My name is Dr. Navneet Kaur, Executive Director, Education, ICERT. Today, I will be performing my services as Chief Patron in this one-day international online webinar on the eve of UN International Day of Happiness. Jamie Ilian proposed the idea of International Day of Happiness at the United Nations General Assembly to promote happiness economics around the world by improving the economic development of all the countries. And today, all our experienced and accomplished resource persons, Dr. Pratibha Garg, Ms. Sama Parvez, and Dr. Raj Sangwan, will acquaint us with the lead towards progressive education. We welcome all the scholarly speakers of the eve. Let's talk about ICERT, International Council of Education, Research and Training. It is an autonomous, non-government, leading scientific and professional research and training organization with headquarters located in Washington, D.C., California, Sydney, many countries, New Delhi, and with the motto to foster knowledge, wisdom, and prosperity. I just want to take up ICERT services covers managing and maintaining educational institutions in different disciplines, promoting, conducting, and organizing educational research programs in different disciplines, professional development of educators in school and higher education, including health, engineering, and other disciplines, enrichment and awareness programs, including educational and health programs for student communities. Today's webinar is a collaborated effort by Team ICERT. Chairman ICERT, Dr. Sandeep Singamar, a philanthropist who is always rendering his selfless services to the society and institution. Action speaks louder than words. For the leaders like Dr. J.Y. Reddy, Executive Director, Public Relations, the proverb seems to do justice. You inspire us by your every action. Dr. Sandeep Sehag, Secretary ICERT, a great guide, psychologist, and scholar. There are n number of people who are working behind the curtains. I pay my gratitude to each one. Dr. Rinku, Assistant Professor, Government College, Yamunanagar. We have just listened to you. Coordinator of today's webinar. A planner takes a guesswork of the process and carry out, but the execution of the mission, this is a skill that a few are blessed with. Dr. Rinku has wonderfully planned and executed today's webinar and made sure all the details are executed seamlessly. Let's start with the day. So with special excitement on the celebration of Happiness Eve, I am pleased to welcome Dr. Pratibha Garg, Additional Director Academics in Army Welfare Education Society, AWES Cell Chandigarh, Headquarter Western Command. She's MSc in Botany, CTET Clear, MET, and PhD in Education. She has vast experience in teacher and education institutes. She has worked as advisory board, presented a lot of papers, more than 25 national, international conferences. She has presented papers there, published papers in 8 international and 7 national journals, editor of 2 edited books, worked as officiating registrar at Army Institute of Education, recipient of many awards nationally and internationally. When I was reading her resume, I was really touched, ma'am, with your life. She took a challenge after the demise of her husband, who was serving as Lieutenant Colonel in Indian Army, to be a woman with a difference. No matter who you are, it takes guts to chase after a dream, stand up against injustice, and stick to your convictions, especially in the face of adversity or different beliefs. And ma'am, truly you are a champion. True champions aren't always the ones that win, but those with the most guts. So I invite here Madam Pratibha, Dr. Pratibha Garg, to enlighten us on the topic Understanding Progressive Education in 21st Century.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am? Right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And first of all, good evening, everyone. At the outset, I would like to thank Honorable Chairman, ICERT, Dr. S.K. Singamar, Dr. J.Y. Reddy, Executive Director, Public Relations, ICERT, for organizing a webinar on such an interesting theme and for providing me this opportunity to deliver a session as a keynote speaker on this webinar. I am thankful to Dr. Navneet Kaur, Executive Director, Education, ICERT, for her kind words, and Dr. Rinku for welcoming me for the session. I feel honored and privileged to share my views on the topic through this virtual platform. As I can only see some of the participants because of this virtual platform due to some technical issues, but I feel and I pray that you all are happy and smiling on this occasion of International Day of Happiness, and I pray that you should remain happy and smiling throughout your life, because happiness is the most important thing in an individual's life. The theme for this year's Happiness Day is Keep Calm, Stay Wise, and Be Kind. Keeping cool and calm in every possible situation is the key to happiness and satisfaction. As Dr. Navneet has just told about the challenges I faced in my life, I really feel that if we face all the challenges with a smile and with the kind gesture, God also helps only them who are ready to face the challenges with a smile. So keep smiling, stay happy, be motivated. Being kind to others in their needs, mistakes, and errors will help them grow and also make them feel better. So with this, ma'am, I would take the permission to share my slide. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. So the theme of today's international webinar is, which is being organized by the International Council for Education, Research and Training, ICERT. The slide is not changing. Yes. So we just talked about this International Day of Happiness. And the theme for today's webinar is Reshaping Today's Education, Progressive Education in 21st Century. And the topic on which I am going to discuss is about understanding progressive education in the 21st century. Now, as we all are aware, and we have gone through the webinar details, this webinar is an initiative in the direction of the UN agenda, transforming our world, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So when this agenda was discussed in the meeting at the United Nations headquarters in the New York from 25th, 27th September 2015, all the heads decided on new global sustainable development goals. This agenda is a plan of action for people, planet, and prosperity. It also seeks to strengthen universal peace. It was declared in this meeting by the heads that on behalf of the people they serve, a historic decision on a comprehensive, far-reaching, and people-centered set of universal and transformative goals and targets has been adopted. They committed themselves to work tirelessly for the full implementation of this agenda by 2030. On that day, 17 sustainable developmental goals with 169 associated targets, which were integrated and indivisible, were announced. It was discussed in the meeting and announced as a major goal with reference to the education committed to provide inclusive and equitable quality education at all levels: early childhood, primary, secondary, tertiary, technical, and vocational training. Everyone, irrespective of gender, age, race, ethnicity, and persons with disabilities, children, and youth should have access to lifelong learning opportunities that help them acquire the knowledge and skills needed to exploit opportunities and to participate fully in society. Now, out of these 17 goals, one major goal is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So before moving further, we will discuss about this goal 4, which talks about these major milestones to be achieved by 2030. And now, right now, we are in 2022. So the milestones we are discussing, they should be achieved by 2030. And most of them, we are still working on them. Ensure that all girls and boys complete free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevant and effective learning outcomes. All girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development, care, and pre-primary education so that they are ready for primary education. Ensure equal access for all women and men to affordable and quality technical, vocational, and tertiary education, including university. The next important milestone is substantially increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills, including technical and vocational skills for employment, decent jobs, and entrepreneurship. And the other important thing is eliminate gender disparities in education. And by 2030, ensure that all youth achieve literacy and numeracy. Ensure that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development. At national level, all member states were encouraged to develop as soon as practicable, ambitious national responses to the overall implementation of this agenda. These can support the transition to the Sustainable Development Goals and build on existing planning instruments such as national development and sustainable development strategies as appropriate. The Global Education Development Agenda reflected in the Goal 4 of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted by India in 2015, seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education, and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all by 2030. Now, such a lofty goal requires the entire education system to be reconfigured to support and foster learning so that all of the critical targets and goals of the 2030 agenda can be achieved. Now, when we are talking about all this, there must be NEP in your mind, because now all of us have read about that National Education Policy 2020, which is the first education policy of the 21st century and aims to address the many growing developmental imperatives of India. We all have gone through it, which proposes the revision and revamping of all aspects of the education structure, including its regulation and governance. To create a new system that is aligned with the aspirational goals of 21st century education, including at SDG 4, while building upon India's traditions and value systems, which is the uniqueness of this NEP 2020, that we are following the India's traditions and value systems in the present education system as well. The pursuit of knowledge, gyan, wisdom, and truth were always considered in Indian thought and philosophy as the highest human goal. The aim of education in the ancient India was not just the acquisition of knowledge as preparation for life, but for complete realization and liberation of the self. And if we talk about NEP 2020, it lays particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential of each individual. It is based on the principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities, both the foundational capacities of literacy and numeracy and higher order cognitive capacities such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social, ethical, and emotional capacities. As the world we live in changes to embrace tech features, how and what we teach in our education system is also reshaped to keep up to date with the growing demands of the 21st century. Now we see these 5 components, that is connectedness, collaboration, and co-creation. Now, when you think about connectedness, definitely in the education system, what comes in your mind is the connectedness of a teacher and a student. Collaboration between the teacher, student, parents, and the other stakeholders of the education system. And the co-creation of the content, of the strategies from which the student can learn. The student can learn and they can create their content according to their needs. Now, when we think about the other aspect, that is anywhere, anytime learning, then again, this we have seen in this pandemic period that anywhere, anytime the learning was possible. The students were learning, the teachers were teaching. These goals were to be achieved later, but because of this pandemic phase, we all have seen all this, which was a part and which is a part of this progressive education, that a student can learn anywhere and anytime according to his or her ease. Now, the third thing which comes is customization for a learner. That should be the first approach. Now, here we talk about the individualized education plan, that is IEP. For every child, there should be a separate plan because every child has their own capacities, capabilities, abilities, their own learning style, their own learning challenges. So therefore, according to the child's need, according to the learner's need, the lesson plan or the education plan should also be customized. We should use individualized education plan, and which we have started using in the case of special need children already. There we prepare IEP for the special need children, and according to that IEP, we decide the objectives, then we decide on the content, and then we decide and take the feedback from the teachers that whether the objectives which we have decided are being fulfilled or not. And after taking the feedback, then only we proceed to the evaluation part. Now, if we talk about putting testing to the test, now this testing to the test, we always say that results do not define you. We tag the child. These marks are of this child. This child is above average. This child is average. This child is a gifted child, like this. But actually, it should not be like that. Marks should not define a child. Every child has their unique capabilities. So we should not define them according to their marks. Now, fifth component, which is a very major component, is the educators of the future. Now, if we talk about the future educators, definitely the teachers are not the knowledge providers, but the facilitators. So that according to the needs and the abilities of the child, they can prepare the education plan, the individualized education plan, and they have to be like the data collectors, like the analysts, the planners, the collaborators, the content developers. Nowadays, if you see, the role of teacher is a multitasking role. Yes. So it shifts towards a more personalized learner experience. The teachers of the futures must be prepared to be the data collectors. In which sense, like first, you have to collect the information about the child so that according to that profile, you can prepare the individualized education plan for that particular child. You have to analyze which kind of strategy will be successful for that child. You have to analyze your individualized plan in between also. Then planners, like ma'am was just telling about Dr. Rinku. She's an educationist, but as well as she has to plan many things. We all plan in our lives, but a teacher's role is very, very important, because if you fail in planning, you will not be able to complete your syllabus. You will not be able to provide the education which you need to provide to the child during that particular time. You have to act as collaborator. Collaboration between the stakeholders, the teachers, the students, and the parents. You should be the curriculum experts. During these challenging times, there were many things where the curriculum need to be updated. The curriculum need to be changed. The teachers are the synthesizers, the problem solvers, and the researchers. Time to time, we do action research. We do research on our education system. We do research on our students, that why this particular strategy is not working, or which particular strategy will be more beneficial for my students. So in this progressive education, the role of the teacher becomes to the problem solver, the facilitator, and to fulfill the curiosity of the students. We should allow the students to learn through their own curiosity. We should allow the students to cultivate their imagination. They should be allowed to create intelligence, the freedom. The role of a teacher is not of a lecturer or a taskmaster. Now, when we see these components, definitely the word which comes in our mind is the progressive education. This progressive education, if we trace back to the works of John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, both of them are known as forerunners of ideas that would be developed that would be developed by theorists such as John Davy. Now, the first one, that John Locke, he was a British empiricist, and he told that need for children to have concrete experiences in order to learn. So it means this progressive education, this is not a new thing. It was in limelight during that 19th century also. He also emphasized that the need for children to have concrete experiences is very, very important if you want them to learn. And then if we talk about Rousseau, he said that subordination of students to teachers and memorization of facts would not lead to education. If we say that rote memorization is not good for the students, so that is what was discussed by Rousseau earlier in that 19th century as well. Now, John Davy, we all have heard the name of John Davy. He discussed about mainly 5 sections. What is education? What the school is? The subject matter of education, the nature of method, and the school and the social progress. According to Davy, curriculum in the schools should reflect that of society. Progress is not in the succession of studies, but in the development of new attitudes towards new interests in experience. So when we talk about John Davy, he had already told about this progressive education. He is known as the pioneer of this progressive education. And this progress, he talks in terms of the new attitudes towards new interests and experiences. Now, if we see this progressive education, the main features of this progressive education are emphasis on learning by doing. That is, we emphasize this in this NEP 2020 as well, which is hands-on projects and experiential learning. We all have heard much about this experiential learning by now. Then integrated curriculum. We all are nowadays talking about this integrated teaching. This integrated word means to integrate the subjects. If a science teacher is teaching science topic, then he or she should integrate that with English or with maths or with Hindi, whatsoever is required with particular topic. It should be integrated. Then integration of entrepreneurship into education. Nowadays, it is said that you should not be preparing the job takers. You should be preparing job givers. Our students should be capable to be an entrepreneur. And this, our Indian society, is a great example of this, that we are providing such kind of facilities to our women who are residing in the rural areas. They are working for our society and our government are identifying their efforts and making them entrepreneurs, helping them becoming entrepreneurs. During this progressive education, the strong emphasis should be on problem solving and critical thinking. That is also a major feature of this NEP, the critical thinking. The collaborative and cooperative learning projects, education for social responsibility and democracy. This is very, very important. Now, de-emphasis on textbooks. Definitely, this is very much required, because if we keep on telling them that they should only go through the textbooks and they should study from the textbooks, so they will not acquire the different learning resources. But now, when during this pandemic time, we have seen that there are various other learning resources through which the child can learn. They can be through various social media or other things also, not only textbooks, with the help of critical thinking, with the help of experiential learning, project-based learning, they can learn those particular topics. Now, emphasis on lifelong learning and social skills. That is very, very important. The social skills need to be developed, because We have all faced this pandemic period, this challenging COVID time. And in this, we all have realized that education is one thing, but being prepared to face the life challenges, the social skills, the life skills is also very, very important aspect. If a child don't know how to handle the challenges in life, the education can't help him or her. So that is very, very important. And the lifelong learning, of course, the examples of the distance education, the technological education, like through Swayam, through MOOC, and all other Coursera, different courses, that is a perfect example of the lifelong learning. A student, we all are learners. I consider myself a learner, that every time you want to learn, there should be an urge to learn. So we should be lifelong learners. And the selection of skill subjects according to the needs in future society. Of course, the skill subjects which we talk about in the NEP 2020, they are according to the needs of the future society. When we talk about artificial intelligence, when we talk about different other skill subjects, that is according to the needs of the future society. And they are preparing our students to become the entrepreneurs. Now, if I talk about the characteristics of progressive learning, mainly there are 5 characteristics: experience, temporal, action, participation, and reflection. So when we talk about experience, experience serves as the source from which knowledge emerges. Knowledge in itself is nothing if experience is not involved in it. So when we talk about progressive education, it is mainly concerned with the emergence of knowledge rather than transmission of knowledge. From where the child has learned this? How will the child learn this? So for that, experience is very important. The next thing which we talk about, temporal. That is one way of understanding the reason for the phrase progressive education. It is the notion of progression of thought when learning something new. So that is the phase in which it can be passed from teacher to the learner. It should not be only teacher-centric. It should be student-centric. The third thing which we are talking about, action, or we can say action learning, active learning, learning by doing. That is a central characteristic of progressive education. Now, participation. Progressive approach to education challenge the strict teacher-learner dichotomy by utilizing knowledge from life experience, emphasizing the ability of teachers to learn with and from students, and prioritizing the students' interests and creativity in the learning process. So experience, after experiencing, then the experiences which the child has taken in himself or herself and gained knowledge, then by actions, by learning by doing, and by active participation, the reflection is there. Now, in contrast to the traditional forms of education that seek to discipline students in particular ways of knowledge, reflection is key to the progressive nature of these pedagogies. Reflection empowers the individual to take agency in the production of knowledge and ensure that knowledge is made relevant to the individual in the contemporary world. If you see, if we learn something, or if we gain some knowledge, or if we gain some experiences, but we don't reflect on them, then that knowledge is not effective. Those experiences are not effective. When we see in our curriculum, this is the main feature which is being added to reflect on this thing. If you show a child a movie and it just goes like that, but if you ask them to reflect upon that movie and share with you, then definitely it will be helpful. because then the child will have a reflection of that particular movie in their mind and he or she will discuss with you. Progressive education has always existed as an umbrella term for a number of currents in pedagogical thought. And the phase is worth preserving in order to ensure continued dialogue between those with differing goals and priorities. Now, if I summarize this in the words of a teacher, so you can say that he or she becomes a super teacher who or she is having the qualities of a progressive education teacher. Now, when you talk about this, if I say in the words of a super teacher, he or she is saying, when I look at progressive schools, no two are alike. My own school is even different from year to year because we are talking about progressive education, and progress means year to year it is changing. So that teacher is saying, when I look at progressive schools, no two are alike. My own school is even different from year to year, depending on the relationships that form between the child, the parent, and with me. As a teacher, I play to my strengths, as we all should. I learn from other teachers and other programs, but ultimately, there is no progressive template. No one size fits all. Every time we talk about education, it is that according to the individual, we should, or teacher should be able to fit that according to that individual. So now progressive education is a community swing bee in which everything is custom made and there are no bosses. It means it should not be, it is not teacher centered. There is no one policy for everyone. It is only relationships between people who have equal rights and responsibilities, even if some of them are just kids. So here we are talking about our students. So their say should be there. Their rights and responsibilities should be there. So here we can conclude that the progressive education is the need of the hour. And we all are progressing in the field of education in the right direction. And there is much more to do in this direction. I would like to conclude my session here because the session on the technological aspects and how we can explore the role of new media in 21st century education will be taken by Ms. Saima. And I would like to thank all the dignitaries and the participants for their patient listening, and my sincere apologies for not being able to switch on my camera for a longer time due to some technical problems. I think it is switching on and off. So I'm really, my sincere apologies for that. But I'm really thankful to the whole organizing committee for organizing the seminar on this wonderful topic. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am. It's a very wonderful and helpful lecture for us. You tell us 3C, like connectiveness, collaboration, and co-creative. Anytime, anywhere, we can learn. We can teaching someone like our students. You tell us the characteristics of new education policy. I think it's really a very valuable lecture, ma'am. Thank you so much for your kind lecture, and you enlighten us with your knowledge and blessings. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Pratibha and Dr. Rinku, for your feedback. Thank you so much. Rightly said,
Thank you,
Dr. Pratibha. that we need to change ourselves before changing the world. We need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Man can learn nothing except by going from the known to the unknown. So no doubt the principles of 21st century learning will bring resolution in educational system in such fast, rapid changing world. Other than developing creative, collaborative, technological, and problem solving skills, which you have just shared, and ma'am has also shared, the equal need exists for being humane, having virtues of caring, justice, and compassion. I think that is also very, very important. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful, enriching session. Now I'll invite our next guest speaker with great pleasure. I call upon Saima Parvez. She is B.Ed. Masters in Journalism and Mass Communication and presently pursuing her PhD in Journalism and Mass Communication from Amity University. Currently working as a teaching assistant at IIMC Delhi. According to Saima Parvez, she feels embrace what you don't know, especially in the beginning, because what you don't know can become your greatest asset. It ensures that you will absolutely be doing things different from everybody else. So every day you have the power to choose a better history by opening your hearts and minds, by speaking up for what you know is right. What a great thought process, ma'am. Kudos to you for that. She has presented many papers at national and international conferences, published in different journals. She has undergone many internship programs, received many, many awards. I'm just sharing few. Gold medal from Shrimati Sheila Dikshit in BJMC for first position in IP University. Bharatiya Sati Sangathan Award, Rajiv Gandhi National Award. The list is huge. I invite ma'am on the dais to share her views on exploring the role of new media in 21st century education.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm just too honored to share the platform with such dignitaries out here. Dr. Pratibha spoke so well, and the depth of knowledge that she has given me about education is immense. So I thank you, ma'am, for commencing the session at such a note that it has gone to a pitch high already. So I am really glad about that. And I would like to congratulate everybody on the World Happiness Day. And as Dr. Pratibha also mentioned, that happiness lies within us. We don't have to look for happiness anywhere. It is within yourself. I have had a very, not bad, but yeah, very different circumstances in which I've lived. I got married in 12th. I was 18. And I completed my entire education after getting married. I lost both my parents. I'm the only child. But as my mother, before going, she told me that look for happiness within yourself. If you will start looking for happiness inside you, in your soul, you will never feel lonely. You will never feel that you're missing something in life. So, and apart from that, as ma'am said, yes, I decided to find out what is the strength that can keep you moving. And I realized that academics is my strength. So I live academics, I breathe academics, and that is the only sole reason that is keeping me going on and on in life. So I'm humbled by having the platform that you've given me, and I hope and pray that I do justice to whatever I will just speak. New media is my domain. It is the domain I'm about to submit my thesis in June. So this is the domain in which I am doing my PhD. So let us begin, ma'am. So just a second. How will I? Yeah. So exploring the role of new media in 21st century education. Education primarily, but me as a scholar, as a researcher, I would like to take you on an adventure, which is not just education. I would like to enlighten you beyond education. I would like to talk about how new media is encompassing education, healthcare industry, media industry, entertainment industry, because we in 21st century, we cannot live in isolation. And every media, every industry has an impact on the other. So moving on, what is new media? New media is such a huge term. If we take it and we try to imbibe it, it is a huge and a holistically defined term. New media is definitely proving to be a significant technological revolution. It is dawning an era of e-generation. What do we call our children? We call them COVID generation, the last 2 years. These are the COVID kids. So instead of calling them the COVID kids, they are the high-tech E-generation kids, because they have explored the complete impact of new media, which has been thrown upon, imposed upon, but now they have gracefully accepted it, because this is what the future holds for us. The impact of new media in education. So it is creating a significant ripple as dynamic content provider and interactive media are revolutionizing the world of communication. Communication is a holistic world. And when communication has amalgamation with new media, the entire scenario changes. The scenario changes for education, the scenario changes for all other interconnected technologies, all other interconnected domains everywhere. So the geographical boundaries, the geographical barriers are no longer there. We are right now in this webinar, we have people connected from all over the world. So what I want to do, what the knowledge that I want to share, I am no longer restricted because of a medium or a geographical foundation. Now education has transformed. It is transforming, it is revolutionizing. So the online media is allowing students a new avenue to explore their interest, their inquisitiveness, the questions that we as mothers are sometimes bold upon and we do not know the answers of. Today, my kids have Google. They have so many robotic, there are so many small robotics, I'm forgetting the names. You ask them, Alexa is there, you ask them and you get the answers. So right now, being the mom of E-generation kids, I am not limited to just answer them. They have the whole plethora of new media in front of them to explore and satisfy their hunger, satiate their hunger of knowledge. So the online media is allowing them to do this. As an agent of immense change, it is opted tool for greater specialization in curriculum through experimental learning. So imagine, in what century are we living in? You can sit and you can explore your choices. Every day I come across so many Harvard courses which are being offered. I am so intrigued, and I keep telling my kids that look at this. There are data analysis happening. There are so many evolving technologies, evolving courses which are required in today's era, and we know about them. How do we know about them? We know about them through new media. So the power of new media and the magic of new media is immense. Having redefined the learning process, infringing the traditional norm of education, it is crafting individuals for the industrial demands and the competitive world. So definitely the world is changing. The needs, the requirements of the world are changing. And so according to the needs and requirements of the world, we as individuals need to reshape ourselves, and we need to get skilled with the current tools, and so that we can create a space for ourselves and the budding generation which is coming up. Next, please. We had heard about Global Village. We had heard by Marshall McLuhan what Global Village is, but thanks to COVID, we currently are living in a global village, and we are witnessing what actually practically living in a global village is. Globalization happened long back, but the true effect, impact of globalization, of global village was witnessed during the times and era of COVID, when the entire scenario changed, when we realized that what is the importance of new media, apart from scrolling the Facebook and apart from scrolling the Instagram. What else does this icon of internet serve to us? It was beyond our imagination. It completely opened a plethora of new terms and technologies which intrigued and which completely changed the aspect of education in our country, especially the developing countries. So it has intruded into the sphere, our life, to a greater extent, bringing the world closer to us. The concept of global village is definitely right now appropriate with the technological innovations that are happening. Similarly, a change in technology undeniably affects the education sector to a greater extent. In education sector, even if a tip is changed, the entire sector changes. So we are talking here about a major change, a ripple effect which is happening, where from the primary to the tertiary level, to the secondary level, to the tertiary level, entire scenario is undergoing a massive change. And we are lucky to be a part of, we will one day when we grow old, we will tell our kids that yes, we were a part of this generation where this change actually happened, where suddenly new media incorporated into education and it changed the shape of education completely. So we are lucky to be a part of that generation. So new media technology, a significant innovation, has evolved far ahead of traditional media through its interactive characteristics. When is a message complete? When do we consider a message that yes, the message was successful? When we get feedback. So this new media technologies has incorporated the important perspective of feedback into it. And that is why these traditional technologies are being I will not say that they are completely disappearing, but yes, the amalgamation between traditional technologies as well as the new media technology is seamless, and we are seeing the positive impact of it. Next, please. So just in bullets, what is new media doing? New media is, what is the broader definition of new media? It is accessible, yes. Right now in India, the number of smartphones everybody has is outrageous. You won't believe how many people own a smartphone. And if you own a smartphone, then you own a new media. And in COVID, it became a necessity. Apart from being a luxury, it became a necessity because we were working through the power of internet. We were teaching through internet, we were learning through internet, and our kids were doing the same. So it is more accessible, it is breaking the boundaries, it is increasing participation. Now we are no longer limited to a classroom of 20 students with the capacity of 40 students. Maybe our infrastructure is not so well equipped that we can equip. Right now we have more than 100 participants. So what I'm trying to say that it has increased participation, the limitations have gone. So the education sector is seeing limitless participation, otherwise which always was limited. There are more interactions, people are interacting, the chat box is full of interactions right now. I am saying something, there are people receiving it, and they're continuously talking about it, interacting about it, and telling and giving me response whether the session is sensible or not. So we are moving towards a more digitized society. That is drastic shift in knowledge sharing. Earlier, there was a one-way knowledge sharing. Right now, we are in a dynamic, digitalized society where the knowledge sharing is not one way, it is two-way. If we are getting something, we are reciprocating it. We are telling whether we need it or not, whether we need to incorporate it or not, whether it is relevant or not. Please move ahead. So this is all about new media and how the entire fabric of academic life is changing because of new media, because it has been interwoven into the fabric of academic life. It is allowing students to construct their knowledge through online services. Now, there are many debates about it, but I feel as an individual, when we talk about mature students, they know whenever we have social media, new media, there will always be debate about ethics, about what is right, what is wrong. But I feel even in the traditional classroom, if somebody wants to learn something, he will learn. If somebody wants to learn positive out of something teacher is saying, he will learn the positive. If somebody wants to learn negative out of what the teacher is saying, he will learn the negative aspect of it. So the debate will continuously go on, but right now the students have the access to construct their own knowledge base. They have the access to create their own knowledge apart from the classroom teaching which is happening. If they are interested in, for example, the current AI, artificial intelligence, which is a booming issue right now, if I'm interested in that, then I can definitely construct my own knowledge base about AI. I can construct my knowledge base about bots. I can construct my knowledge base about data analysis, about fact checking. All these are booming issues right now. So the new media, it broadens the knowledge sphere of students. It outreaches learning beyond the classroom, provides students an experimental learning of theoretical aspects. You learn it theoretically, you apply it practically, then you move ahead and you try to find out the missing gap which was not there, and you try to fill that gap and you become more skilled. The upcoming world is all about skilled people. The people who have skilled, who are completely skilled in something that is coming up, the relevant issues which are there. For example, the booming issues of artificial intelligence, the booming issues of fact checking, the booming issues of digital media. If you are skilled in all these, you will make a mark and you will be required. People will call you, people will invite you. So this is how new media is changing the entire aspect of education. Please move on. So what is education? For me, education is life. Education, every individual can have a different meaning of education. For me, education has been a life-changing experience, and education is something that, for me, education is air. You know, I breathe education, I breathe, it is like oxygen for me. So education is an investment of lifetime. It includes learning at different levels, and you can never stop learning. There is no age of learning. Even today, after listening to Pratibha ma'am, I learned so much, and I'm in the entire webinar. I'm sure there will be so many takeaways from the webinar, and I'm sure it is vice versa as well. So it enables an individual to grow with adequate knowledge. You know, when you grow with knowledge. Knowledge sharpens your critical thinking and an environment of conducive maturation. So when you grow, you have a critical thinking, you have a rational approach, you look at things, you question, why is this happening? It gives you the art of questioning. And if knowledge provides you the art of questioning, then there is no looking back, then there is no stopping. You will continuously move ahead in life, questioning what is this, how is this, and inculcating the knowledge after questioning everything that is happening around you. The day you stop questioning, the day you stop accumulating knowledge. So this knowledge sector definitely shapes the life of an individual into a confident being to make a mark in the competition-driven world. If you do not have knowledge about something, then automatically you will never have the confidence to stand up and speak. You know, if there are different levels at which you are invited to speak. So in a classroom, if I stand up and I don't have the knowledge about the subject that I'm teaching, for example, I'm a teacher of development communication, and I don't have knowledge about that subject, what will I teach? How will I stand in front of a class of 60 individuals of creative budding minds? How will I speak? So for that, I need to be well equipped with knowledge. So being an important segment of one's life, it evolves and it reshapes with the changing society demands. As the demands of the society keeps on changing, we all keep on evolving. And so the domain of knowledge and the domain of mind and the domain of questioning and the domain of learning keeps changing, keeps chiseling with the changing demands of the society. And I'm not just talking about literate people, even illiterate people need knowledge. They need knowledge to vote, cast a vote. So there are different levels of knowledge which are happening, because ultimately it is the people and their knowledge which define a society, which make or break a society. So education is considered an indispensable for the growth of individual. This is 100%, no argument about it, in the socio-economic development of a country. How do we consider ourselves developed when we have an educated population? Why do we stress so much about education? Why are we all the time talking about education and how to improve education in our society? Because it is the most important thread which can actually boom socio-economic development of our country. If we have educated the young generation, we have the wealth of educated generation, educated young manpower, then nobody can stop us in the world from becoming number one. So undoubtedly, it is the tool for transformation process of a nation and a journey for students to carve a niche for themselves in the competitive world. The education world is constantly restructured and reconstructed. As ma'am just now talked about NEP, it is constantly being restructured and reconstructed according to the needs of the society, need of the hour. Whatever we need right now, according to that, it is being remolded and reconstructed. It is rightly pointed out that technology-related developments are change drivers. Definitely, this is the 21st century, and technology cannot be taken away from any domain. Whenever we talk about development, we cannot become oblivious about technology. Technology and development will go hand in hand, and they will reshape the landscape of higher education. Please move on. So today we can see the fusion of traditional and new media. There is a complete fusion that is happening right now. And in the last 2 years, the fusion, there have been a lot of it has been a roller coaster ride. We have seen how some people see change is a difficult thing to accept, and behavioral change is a very difficult thing to accept or happen. So first we need to persuade ourselves that, okay, this is nice and we can accept it, we can maybe try it. Once we try to persuade our mind, then our mind gives us signals, okay, give it a shot. I give it a shot and maybe it helps me. So once it helps me, then the positive signals go down and the behavioral change happens. So there were many people who were completely redundant to use new media. They said new media is useless, teaching through new media is not happening. But over the course of 2 years, we actually realized the power of new media, the power or the new media has. Otherwise, the entire socio-economic system would have succumbed in the last 2 years. We understood how work from home is actually possible. We understood how conferences and webinars and sharing and exchanging of knowledge is possible. We understood that the education of our children will not get hindered and it will continue despite the circumstances that we are facing. So that behavioral change took time, but it gradually seeped in. And now we are seeing that traditional and new media are going hand in hand. So the concept that teaching can take place only amidst the four walls, the classrooms, which is now redundant, but it did exist at least 2 years back. We never realized that, okay, we could actually teach through computer. Nobody had ever thought that. So, but right now, new media has induced the whole new concept of learning by not confining for the purpose of fun, education without borders. So new media technologies and ideas have considerable potential to positively impact learning. It has a positive impact. People are curious about what is happening. How can we do this? How can we learn this? We as teachers, we had to undergo tremendous acceptance of new media before we could actually come to the classroom and teach to the students, because we ourselves were so hesitant of using new media. The smart classrooms which are there, oh my God, they are a challenge for the teachers as well. So this amalgamation of traditional and new media technologies, this fusion is beautiful and it is unfolding right in front of us, and we are the witness of it. Please move on. So new media is transformation from non-digital traditional media to digital interactive participatory communication, revolutionizing the sphere of communication by creating the virtual world. So we create a virtual world, which is not physically anywhere, but we have right now created a virtual world for ourselves. We have created a virtual world in which a conference is going on without practically being there, but we are there. So we are there in our own virtual world. So this is what new media is doing. It is providing a wide spectrum of information, contents relating to academics, industry, current aspects, contributing to increase in knowledge, skills in students. These sweeping technological changes will effectively change the skill sets of workforce, as I have already discussed this in detail. Please move on. So, tools of new media, as I have discussed earlier, these are certain tools of new media which are being used. Wikipedia, or Wiki as we call it, is a tool that ensures better form of public domain interaction, community involvement, learning, collection of web pages, ideas, social networking sites. There is a boom of social networking sites which are there, and I'm sure we all are part of all the sites which are there. Maybe 3 years back, I was not part of LinkedIn, but today, if I need to build my academic profile and if I need people to know me, then I need to be on LinkedIn. So that is the impact of social media. Blogs, there are so many bloggers coming up. It has become a profession in itself. My child tells me, Mama, when I grow up, I don't want to be a doctor or engineer. I want to be a YouTuber. That is the impact of new media that is happening in the current generation, in the current society, because they feel that a YouTuber can earn more than a doctor. And right now for a child in his psychology, earning is most important. And how do you buy PS5? How do you buy the expensive games which a mother cannot afford? Maybe a YouTuber can do that. So, it has blossomed completely new career domains in the minds of young generation, and the power of new media is immense. Google is our best friend. Whatever we don't know, Google knows. So these are the tools of new media which are helping us in sailing through this technological revolution. At least we old school people who are trying to, just sail through it somehow. This new generation will completely conquer it, but we are trying to sail through it. Please move ahead. Smart classroom are a challenge. Oh my God. Right now, I'm teaching students of IIMC and I keep telling my students, can somebody please on the smart board? Can somebody tell me how to connect the pen drive? So this is the revolution that is happening. You do not need to, go prepared from class, go prepared from home if you do not know a definition. Smart classroom, YouTube is there. You click, you get the answer. I went to the class and the class knew that ma'am will talk about dominant paradigm today. So before entering the class, there were all scholarly articles listed over there about dominant paradigm. And I was asking them, what else do you want me to explain? You have already read everything over here. You could have left at least 2-3 points for me to explain. So this is the revolution of new media, which has seamlessly entered into our lives. We didn't even get to know when it happened, but it happened and it is constantly happening. Please move ahead. So after this, I would like to talk about artificial intelligence, a very interesting topic, at least for the new generation. All the students who have joined today, I feel artificial intelligence is something that is connected to you and something that you would like to know about. Artificial intelligence is the next tool that will be seen in education sector, apart from other sectors where it is spreading its wings. So there are many definitions that AI that currently could be found in literature. So according to research, artificial intelligence is that activity devoted to making machines intelligent, and intelligence is that quality that enables an entity to function appropriately and with foresight in its environment. Another key definition, there are many definitions which are there. AI is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, translation between languages. Before I move forward, I think most of our colleges have biometrics right now, retina and biometrics. So now we cannot, bluff our teachers that we got late because 5 minutes, we were there on time. No, our HODs or whoever we report to, we were there. We were there. No, we cannot bluff them. The technology is advanced. The technology will take your retina, the technology will take your fingerprint and it will automatically generate your attendance and it will provide that when you entered and when you left. So, artificial intelligence is creating a problem for some of us. But moving ahead, so there are many projects that are being dealt with AI all over the world. Gartner, in its annual report on emerging technologies, presented information describing AI arrival on the market as a promising technology. According to the report, the ability to use AI to enhance decision-making, reinvent business models, ecosystems, remake the customer experience will drive the payoff for digital initiatives through 2025. So this is the future. So this is what we are talking about, the future. It is there in present as well, but a more active and a more functional AI we all will witness in the coming scenario. Please move ahead. So the concept of artificial intelligence can be hard to understand. We feel artificial intelligence is something that, only robots. When we talk about AI, AI is robots, but no, AI is not just robots. When you go to, for example, any country you go to, recently I visited Dubai. I had a conference, international paper presentation. I went there. They said, please go through smart check-in. I said, what is the smart check-in? And I was really scared because this was something new that was happening to me. They said, just go through it. I went through it. I had to look into a light. The light took the retina and my entire name, my passport details were displayed. And I was allowed to go without checking of any passport, without checking of any other details. So this is AI. It is happening. It is unfolding in front of us. We are just not aware of it. So the concept may be alien to us, but it is already a part of our life. So the more we become aware of it, the easier it will be for us in the coming sectors, because it is being applied in education, and in many countries, even in India, it has already been applied, as well as in many other sectors of our society. Please move ahead. So what are the benefits of AI? Communication. Students and teachers will be able to communicate instantly with one another, as well as to connect with other forms of AI around the world, because it forms a community. So the interactions become easier and seamless. The communication becomes easier and seamless because AI identifies the students. AI identifies your voice modulation. AI identifies if right now AI was there and I'm speaking in a particular tone, AI will understand what I'm trying to say, and when my pitch is high, when my pitch is low, the expression that I'm trying to communicate. So that is how impactful AI is. Differentiation. With the availability of AI, students and teachers will be able to connect with the resources they need exactly and when they need them. So AI will provide a chart. Okay, these are very talented students. These are extremely talented students. So their needs and their requirements are different from the needs and requirements of I will say, see, we cannot compare apples and oranges. So the needs of apples are different and the needs of oranges are different. I will never use the word of somebody who is being more intelligent and somebody being less intelligent. There is nothing as such. It is just we are different people and we have different mindsets, different requirements, and different opportunities that we have got in our lives. So AI will identify and segregate and accordingly provide you with a chart, okay, so that you don't have to struggle. You, like we used to struggle earlier in the traditional classroom, that we make one intelligent student sit with a lesser intelligent student. So instead of that, AI will provide you the guidelines and the requirements and connect you with the resources which are required for a particular batch of students. Personalization. The best part of AI would be personalization. It would provide personalized learning opportunities to students. Every student has different requirements, different needs. So AI will provide that personal touch with which every student is longing for and every student wants in the class from the teachers. Exploration. With the rise of augmented and virtual reality, the benefits of bringing these into classroom for students to have more immersive learning, experience and see place, explore things which otherwise would not have been possible. Assessment. AI could help teachers to assess students, streamline the grading process with the added benefit of being able to quickly take the data. The tedious task of calculating the data will go. It will become easier for the teachers to know in which category to put the students, grading the students, and it will provide a complete analysis. Like, for example, if you go for a blood test, right now we went for a blood test in Max, and after the blood test results came, it provided us in-depth analysis of anemia, of blood sugar, what all you need to eat, what all you don't need to eat, healthy modification of lifestyle. It provided me with the complete chart. So this is what AI aims to give. Please move on. So AI in and education. So there are four major parts of education process. Content. AI helps to build content, helps to build knowledge, helps to build information so that teachers can teach and the students are expected to learn a given subject. That content is designed. The most important part, what is NEP doing? It is designing the content for our future generation. So AI can help in that content designing. AI can help in providing you assessment, in providing you the correct way of communicating a particular content. This content requires this communication, this level of communication. This content requires this much theoretical aspect. It will be with accuracy. Right now we do the same. We do provide, we know which part requires theory, which part requires practicability, but with the amalgamation of AI, it will become all the more concrete and all the more on the spot. So teaching methods will represent different principles and methods used by teachers to enable students learning. So these strategies are determined partly on the subject matter to be taught and partly by the nature of the learner. This part is very interesting and important, as namely teaching methods are currently affected by new technologies. So as I've already discussed about assessment tools, this is the major part of AI in education. Please move ahead. So this is absolutely what I have just talked about. I've talked about communication, using intelligent tutoring systems, providing them feedback, effective and targeted feedback to the students, which is of immense importance. If you provide the right feedback at the right time, it can change a student's life. So it is providing effective and targeted students. The responsibilities of a teacher, this is the absolute responsibility of a teacher to provide an accurate feedback and effective feedback to the students, and students look up to us. They submit an assignment, and after that they look up to us that what feedback will we give them, because they even they want to rectify what they have done wrong. So AI will help the teachers share the burden. However, it could be quite difficult with the large number of students. So there are some loopholes which AI too has to fill. Like any other teaching method or any other technology, everybody has their pitfalls. So there are many universities who have implemented interactive learning environments in order to improve quality of feedbacks and mentoring. ILE is a complex term that implies using a combination of e-learning techniques and technologies, both of them, and interactive learning approaches in order to achieve a constant learning scenario in a life of a student. So the main idea of interactive learning environment is to teach a student how to gain knowledge, how to gain deeper understanding of a subject. Maybe I have come here, I have talked about something and I have left. Maybe you're intrigued, maybe something, it has hit a chord somewhere. Maybe AI has hit a chord with one of the students. Now he has the machinery, he has the technology to go home and learn more about it. Maybe it can become a career decision for somebody after going through the presentation that we are making, with all of us are making and trying to give knowledge about education. Please move ahead. So assessment tracking, AI encompasses within itself assessment tracking. It can actually provide a complete database of the students, of the grades, overall performance. At the end of the year, you will get the complete evaluation of the student, the overall performance, where the student is lacking, what all the student needs to do, and what you as a teacher need to inculcate in that particular student in the coming year, or what push is required to that particular child, or what is it that is lagging in that particular child. Imagine if we could give this one personal touch or this one personal comment to every individual children we are teaching, and we could tell them, we could spot that one particular thing which they are lagging, and they could inculcate that, the student could inculcate what they are lagging, they would go miles. Nobody will stop them. So this is the power of AI. Please move ahead. What is EDM? EDM is educational data mining. So it is a technique which is normally used for early identification of students' failure. If this happens, this will revolutionize the entire education system. If we are actually able to find out the reason of a student's failure, early failure, then maybe we can save so many students from going into depression, because we can tell them that, okay, no problem, you have failed in this domain. Now, this is your plus. These are your strengths. These are your weaknesses. Forget about your weaknesses, concentrate upon your strengths and move on. Nobody will be compelled to take science. Nobody will be compelled to take humanities, because we will know, we can identify by educational data mining what are the strengths of the students and which are the areas in which the students can excel. Please move ahead. Otherwise, I will just keep on talking and talking and talking. So I'll just try to finish. I hope I have time, right? Ma'am, I have time. You're on mute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so okay, I can continue. Okay. So education, one of the challenges while teaching students is that everyone has a different pace of learning and understanding of instructions. As a consequence, those who are already ahead of the material could easily be bored, while others might be completely lost in new terms and phenomena. Artificial intelligence provides a possibility to avoid this problem. We have always had the early learners and the slow learners. So artificial intelligence will help you to bridge this gap. Artificial intelligence will provide the early learners with extra material to sharpen and chisel their skills, and the slow learners with the material so that they can catch up with the class. It will identify both, and it will help you in bridging the gap between the early learners and the slow learners. So this is the magic of artificial intelligence. Tailors educational content to the unique needs of individual students and helps to design educational content for each student's needs, pace of learning, and knowledge level. This approach helps to avoid student failures during exams and support them through their study period. So this is this would completely change our education system in the near future. Please move ahead. So this is what I was trying to talk about. How new media is turning the life of different people in different walks of life, how it is changing different domains of people, how artificial intelligence is coming up, how traditional methods of education is changing, and how social media is changing the way education system works in a crux. Please move ahead. So there is a lot of empowering effect which is happening through all this new media and all these social media and all this AI which is happening with us. We feel more empowered, when we have control over the type of knowledge that we want to attain. We feel empowered. It is definitely, if I have control over the knowledge that I want to learn or I want to inculcate in my life, it will have an empowering effect. Similarly is the case with students. So statistics show that 96% of students that have internet access are using at least one of social media sites, maybe more than that. I doubt these statistics because nowadays students are using all internet, all social media sites, but this is talking about overall world. So what's even more extraordinary is that even though some of the students use social networks for entertaining and other purposes, there are a lot of them who are actually using for a lot of constructive educational purposes. From finding internships, our students at IIMC are continuously in search of internships, in search of part-time jobs, in search of something new that is coming up. Maybe a film festival is coming up, maybe a virtual film festival that is happening in Rome. Maybe they are accepting entries from India, so they would like to join that. So they are constantly in search of knowledge, and it gives them that empowering effect. Please move ahead. So I decided to take up a field so that I can practically explain how the evolution is happening in education. I took up the field of mass communication, and mass communication is a field with which everybody is witnessing somewhere or the other. We all are witnessing the impact of mass communication in our life because we are always communicating with ourselves, interpersonal, intrapersonal, or with the masses, which is happening right now. So I took up this field so that practically we understand how new media is changing education. Please move ahead. Okay, so how many of us have heard about Mojo? Have we heard about Mojo? What is Mojo? Mojo mobile journalism, which is happening right now, and NDTV has completely shifted over Mojo. Mobile journalism is a form of digital storytelling where the primary device used for creating and editing images, audio and video over a smartphone. If by chance you see a person standing on metro station and with a smartphone in front of him and speaking, please do not consider him mad. He's just covering a story, because that is what he's doing through mobile. This is what is mobile journalism. You use a smartphone, you cover a story, you edit it on your phone, you upload it. You upload it on different social networking sites, you upload it on your blog, you upload it on your personal website of your news channel. So that person is not crazy. He's a completely sane person. And he is actually just updated with the new digitalized technologies which are happening in his field of journalism. So this is Mojo, mobile journalism. So many mobile journalists build other portable devices like laptops, DSLRs in their workflow. And smartphones are the heart of mobile journalism. It is where it all started. You need to have a good phone for sure so that the picture quality is good. But this is what mobile journalism is all about. Please move ahead. I can see a lot of chats in the box. Okay. Yes, we know, we don't know. Some of us don't know about Mojo, some of us do. So, okay, so this is what Mojo is all about. It is changing photojournalism. It is changing the way you cover an event. It is changing the way you always, whenever I used to cover a story, I needed a cameraman with me. I needed an assistant with me, a person assisting the cameraman, and a reporter. So there were 3 people loaded with heavy, heavy camcorders traveling in a car. Now I don't need anybody if I'm covering a story. I just need my smartphone. I can go cover a story, report an event, and at the same time, edit the event and upload it on multiple platforms, not just one. I can upload it on my, for example, any news channel you can talk about. I can upload it on The Wire. I can upload it on its social networking site. I can upload it on YouTube. I can upload it as a vlog. So I'm doing multiple things with the power of one device. Please move ahead. We can have a complete session on Mojo and Dojo, in fact. Please move ahead. It has definitely made the process easy. It has definitely made the process less cumbersome, and the effect of empowerment, which I was talking earlier. So the impact of empowerment is there. So photojournalism changed forever in 2017 when Times magazine published first a series of 46 portraits of women who were first in their field. The series was shot on an iPhone. So it was a Brazilian photographer. So when I talk about journalism, it is not just hardcore reporting, which I'm talking about. Even photojournalism, it completely changed. Because now your iPhone or any good phone for that matter, they have such good clarity. You do not need a DSLR for that. You do not need a camera person for that. You need to have an eye for, covering the event, an eye for beauty, an eye for the right angle. And we as journalism students, we are taught that art. And with that device in our hands, we can move ahead. Please move ahead. So when we are covering an event, an audio and video, both we are covering. So after the video, we can cover the audio. We can make it a podcast. Imagine what all is happening with just one smartphone. The entire journalism structure has changed. This Mojo has revolutionized the entire journalism structure. You are creating a podcast. I'm talking to all the students out there or the researchers who are listening to me. You can create your own channel. It can become a completely new entrepreneurship domain for you. You can create your own channel. Go report an event. After reporting an event, make your YouTube channel, upload it there. Make a podcast, upload it there. Make a vlog, upload it there. Any recent happening that is happening, you can just upload it on several platforms, and you do not need any heavy, expensive device for that. You just need your smartphone. So this is how education is changing. This is what technology is doing to us. Please move ahead. So as I said, you can move ahead. This is just an example. Maybe if the slides are, if the students would like to see the slides, this is an example of BBC. So some journalists like the BBC Dougal Shaw film on a smartphone and edit on the desktop, Final Cut Pro. We all learn it, Premiere Pro, and he inspires it by describing. He actually, what he did was he started covering events on Mojo, and then he wrote a complete blog on how the entire description of the workflow is changing, how he has started changing of events, unfolding of events, how you can do events in a creative manner in different way. Please move ahead. So NDTV is one of the channels which is using Mojo in complete capacity. Whenever you need cost cutting, you can use Mojo, and there are many such film teams and other news channels, especially the Wire and such small news channels which are sprouting, especially on internet. They are using Mojo. Yeah, this is just an example for all of you. Please move ahead. What is Dojo? Anybody heard of it? Dojo is drone journalism. So just like Mojo, Dojo is drone journalism. When we need to capture something from an aerial view of which the photography with a camera is not possible, then Dojo is used. So Dojo is also a new it is evolving in the field of journalism, in the field of mass communication, and it is also a byproduct of technology amalgamation in education. So this is Dojo. Please move ahead. So we have seen entertainment industry also undergo a revolution after the, I will just run through this, after the amalgamation of new media in it. So we saw live streaming happening. We saw intelligent media coming up. We saw video on demand coming up. We saw a completely new role of advertising coming up. We saw consumer engagement, which was earlier never possible. Right now with new media, consumer engagement happening. So this is what, so that is why when I started, I said, every sector is somewhere related to the other sector. And I would like to give you a holistic view of how new media is impacting different industries so that you can join the dots and understand the impact of new media. Please move ahead. No, you cannot use Dojo in exam invigilation. Maybe yes, but yeah, definitely. If you have the correct means and technologies, we can. So entertainment and new media. So the rise of social media, democratic internet access, proliferation of smartphones, tablets, it has changed the demands and expectations of media consumers. This is a result of an astounding variety of new digital products and services. Please move. So video on demand, we can demand a video. Was it ever possible? No. Now we can type the keywords and we can be if we want to watch a particular video, a particular movie at a particular time, we can demand that video and the video comes and that movie comes. We are not imposed content, we are demanding content. So the role is reversed. The content is not being imposed on us, we are now demanding content, and the content is being created according to our demands. Please move. Live streaming is happening. With live streaming being an engaging way of delivering the content, more industries are now leveraging. Yes, absolutely right, Amazon. Live streaming, our event is live streaming right now. What else example do you need? Our event is being live streamed. This webinar is being live streamed. So more and more people are being engaged. Imagine ICERT has reached that height and we are all in that current era of new media that we are using it right away. So we do not need any more example of live streaming. We can just move ahead. Intelligent media. In the days before proliferation of intelligent media, meters were installed for free in households. I think this will become too much of technical. TRP rating points were used to measure the number of people watching a particular show at a particular time. But now things are changing. Artificial intelligence is cropping in, and we know that TRPs are being calculated at a different level. And the intelligent media has creeped into the different households. And according to the needs of the people, the demands of the people, we are witnessing the web series that we are watching right now. The OTT platform has overtaken everything. Why is it that this is happening? Because of intelligent media. Right now, we tell the creators, we need this content. The creators create the content for us. This is what is happening. Please move. Contextual media. So have we seen that whatever we type, for example, on Amazon or on Google, today I type about the price of iPhone 13. Everywhere on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my link, everywhere. Advertisements of iPhone will start popping up. I think this must have happened with a lot of people. If I check the prices of a flight for a particular country, or if I check the rates of hotels for a particular country, slowly and gradually everywhere on my every social networking site that I open, those advertisements will pop up. So this is how even the advertising industry is booming and changing with the seamless incorporation of new media and intelligent media. Please move on. Video intelligence. they actually realize that which is the right frame to take, which is the right angle to take for the videos to be streamlined. It recognizes the objects, the places and actions in a streaming video. So we have no idea about the power of new media that is happening in every domain of our life, in every sector of our life. I will just rush through this. Please move on. I have talked about advertising. You can move on. I have talked about this as well. Consumer engagement via new media. So consumers are constantly engaged through new media. We are willingly or unwillingly, we are sharing our needs, our demands, what we want to see, what we want to hear. Maybe, sometimes willingly, sometimes unwillingly, sometimes breach of privacy is happening. But all this is happening within this world because every new technology has its pitfalls. And we have to, when we are soaking in the positives, we cannot go without facing the bitter truths of it as well. Please move on. New media and health. How did we see new media amalgamate with health? We saw it in COVID. We just saw it in COVID, how social networking sites were full of health related information, how people were confined in their houses and yet they could connect. The only source of connection, the only source of remaining humane was social networking sites and new media. How help from Italy was reaching and ringing bells of Indians. How lack of oxygen of Indians could reach and actually create an impact globally, and how oxygen was sent to India in the second wave of COVID. How was it happening? It was all happening because new media, all the social media sites, all everywhere, the information was there. Everything was just right on our faces. And a lot of professionals, health professionals came together. They started preaching and talking about what to do and what not to do on different mediums of new media. Please move ahead. So a new concept of digital health, it became very common. Indian government took into consideration, Indian government allocated complete funds for digital health, for digitalization of health, for the people of India, for the complete revolution of healthcare system in India. So a critical step has been taken in it, and we have already moved ahead in digital health. Please move ahead. So some common uses were information regarding community events, sharing of success stories, customer outreach, delivering information, connecting and interacting with patients, friends, online communities, patients and individuals. There were so many FB communities, online groups which were active during COVID. There are so many cancer communities which are active, which are there on FB, and people gain so much. The sense of isolation which some things impose on them by virtually being connected to people, that sense of isolation, that sense of stigma goes away. So digital health and digital healthcare have definitely benefited from new media. Please move ahead. So these are the benefits that I've already talked about: reduced cost, improved physician to physician collaboration. Now physician of India, maybe, there are clinical trials happening all over the world. So the doctors are benefiting from it. There are webinars going on. Earlier, there was always a geographical barrier. Now that geographical barrier is no longer there. The search of talent. For example, if any conference and in webinar, you can see if somebody is speaking so well, you can just pick up that person and that, okay, this person can be a potential or an asset for our organization. So that handpicking is happening. You can move ahead. I have discussed all this. You can move ahead. I've discussed this. So Indian healthcare on social media. So India has been embarking upon a journey of healthcare system transformation for the past few years. We have seen that in COVID, and it has completely, it is an ongoing process, and it will take time because India is a huge country. It is a developing country, and not everybody, India is a basically agrarian country. So we will take time, but it will definitely happen. Please move ahead. It is patient-centered, VCC, virtual. This was virtual cancer care. So this happened, imagine, even cancer care could be virtual. So this happened in COVID. It was patient-centered, it was appropriate, it was giving medical education. Please move ahead. So remote connection. digital ecosystem powered by data, wonders of artificial intelligence, telemedicine. This is in just 5 bullet points all about digital healthcare, which we need to imbibe and which will happen in the coming years. Please move. So this is a new, I'm just concluding my presentation. So this in today's newspaper, if anybody has seen Times of India, I saw this excellent initiative, and which will completely, it will give you a complete crux of whatever I've tried to say today and whatever my previous speaker was trying to tell you. Anywhere, anytime, how virtual school will fix gaps in learning. This is an initiative of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. And what he has done is, I'm not promoting any political party. I'm just telling you an initiative which has happened and which really ringed a bell in my mind somewhere. What he has done is, he has created a school, a studio in a Delhi government school. And in that school, there is continuous, teaching happening, online teaching happening, continuous. Class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. So all the students who have missed so much in the last 2022 to 2023, they can go anytime in that studio, learn as much as they want to, and then come out. So this is a new pilot project which is happening. And the name is Education Anywhere, Anytime. So this is the complete, an example of what I have been trying to say or propagate till now, that how new media is seamlessly impacting or imbibing and encompassing our education system and all different sectors of our society. Please move ahead. So I would like to conclude that new media has already penetrated all the domains of the society. We just have to be aware of it. Even AI is there everywhere. So it is holistically impacting every sector of the society. And when I cannot talk about one sector in isolation, because every sector of our society is linked to one another. So that is why I tried to give a gist about different sectors, primarily education, but other sectors as well. So to move hand in hand with the world, we need to inculcate the knowledge, the correct perception about the changing, evolving technologies with every second. Every second in the world, something new is happening. So let's be updated and let's enjoy learning. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Kanika raised her hand, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Kanika, आप अपना क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. Please ask your question, Kanika.
I'm glad I completed in time. I thought I would just go on and on and on.
It seems like that I am sitting in the classroom.
I hope that's a compliment, ma'am. I'll take it as a compliment.
Truly, that is compliment, ma'am. Actually, it's really very informative and attractive lecture. I learned many things from you, and it's a really very good lecture, ma'am. Thank you so much in the behalf of me and ICERT. I am very thankful to you for this informative lecture. I think Kanika could not connect it. So over to Navneet, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Rinku. Truly, dear Ms. Parvez, you are again an example for us like Dr. Pratibha. Happiness is a form of courage learned from you. Happiness is not the absence of problem. It's the ability to deal with them, the way you started. And we are dealing with Gizno kids. And ma'am, your approach and vision towards media is absolutely correct. Students need to be given the chance to create with technology, not just learn to use it. So new media is like a megaphone, which I have understood from this beautiful description. It amplifies your ability to reach more people. Definitely. Thank you so much. And I really want to take few names. I was looking at the chat box. Wonderful communication was going on. Respected Fahindra ji, Monica Pegu, Magdalene, Ravi Kumar, Lailen Alam, R. Valenchan, Dr. Arun, Kanika, Rachita Behra, Arjun Sharma, Nagendra. It was wonderful communication going there on the chat box also. That is the beauty of participation. Wonderfully articulated and presented. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And now I'll move to our last resource person, Dr. Rajkumari Sangwan, Director, Arya Group of Institutions, Charkhi, Dadri, Haryana. She's PhD guide. She's Master Trainer, CBSE, New Delhi. She's MSc, MEd, MA in English, MPhil, PhD. Oh my God. She's totally an institution in herself, I feel. I really want to say about you, ma'am, when you are surrounded by people who share a passionate commitment around a common purpose, anything is possible. Such is the personality of Dr. Rajkumari Sangwan. She has done a lot of publications, 10 plus research papers published in various national and international research journals, 3 articles published in books, 15 plus PPT and paper presentations in national and international seminars held at universities, research guide in 3 universities in Rajasthan. She has been awarded by Acharya Lankar Award 2018 by Education Minister Rambilas Sharma, Best Teacher Award 2006 by Vash Education Society. She's a resource person on life skills and classroom management at different levels. So I invite ma'am for this third session, and ma'am will be speaking on promoting learners' happiness and well-being, happy classrooms.
Thank you very much, Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction. And first of all, my great thanks to all the dignitaries who are present here and the entire team, ICERT team, and Dr. Singh Morsa. Thank you very much for connecting me to this wonderful platform. Thank you very much, everyone. I heard Dr. Garg and Dr. Saima. Their session was so enlightening. I had so many takeaways from them. Thank you very much, ma'am, Navneet Kaur ma'am, and Dr. Rinku Sharma ma'am for bringing such a great speakers at this platform. I hope we all have been enlightened with this. I request all the participants to, if you are enjoying the session, show your thumbs up in the chat box or in your screen if you have enjoyed the session. As today's topic is very, very interesting. It's all about happiness. Just wait for a moment. Yeah. Is my slide visible to everyone?
No, ma'am.
Oh, just wait.
No, ma'am.
Okay, please wait for a few seconds. I'm sharing my screen. Give me a few moments. Now,
Yes,
is it
ma'am.
visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. My topic is promoting the learner happiness and well-being, happy classrooms. So we all are well acquainted with this term, happy classrooms. We all want to live happily everywhere, every person, even the animals also love to stay happy. Even the plants love to be happy. When there is a music, we all have the smiles over our faces, and it has been done experiment over the plants as well. When there is a music around the plant, their growth is very, very high, at high level. So we have to enjoy our life as we live only once. And you know, happy teachers create happy classrooms. As we all are from the field of education, we all are the educators. So we need to be happy every time. And we only happy teachers can create the happy classrooms. Happiness, it doesn't mean that we have to keep smiling over our face every day 24/7. No, it's not possible, but we have to stay happy. There is a different parameters for the happiness, and let's start the session with this. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in the creative expression and the knowledge. These are the words by the Albert Einstein, and I agree, I strongly agree with this great words by the Albert Einstein. If you all agree, please show your thumbs up in the chat box so I can see your responses as well. And I request all the participants, please be active throughout the session. Don't be passive learners. Only then you will able to enjoy the session. Okay, correct? Then if I say learning is fun, what do you say? What's your view? Just write in the chat box. If I say learning is fun, if you agree with me, just share your views in the comment section. I'm viewing. Okay. Surbi ma'am has written. Okay, great. Fatima ma'am, great. You agree with me. I think we all teachers agree with this. Yes, Rishal. Okay. Checo, yes, Gaurav Kumar sir, yes. We all are teacher and we all agree with this statement. Yes, learning is great fun. If we take learning as a fun, only then we can enjoy the teaching learning process, and only then our classrooms will be happy classrooms that we have to create. You know, teaching is not confined to the four walls of the classrooms. We teachers are just facilitators. We have to help in bringing the best out of the students. Every student is best. You know, every child, every student is just like Hanuman. You know, Hanuman ko bhi apni potentialities ka nahi pata tha, but when the opportunity was provided, he got, oh, I can fly. The same is with our students. Every student is unique, full of potential. The need is we have to just provide the different opportunities to the students. Yes, I agree. And you all will also agree, every student is different. All are not same. And this difference and this variation, it has its own beauty and charm in itself. So today's session is about this. Happy classrooms, and my objective of this my session is happy teachers create the happy classrooms, and we will learn how we educators can create happy classrooms in our schools. And when teachers are happy, we have happy students, the class will be happy, and automatically there will be happy schools. We all love to create happy schools, and we teachers are the ambassadors of happiness in the classrooms, isn't it? If you agree with me, show your thumbs up. Let's do this small activity. I would love to see your comments in the chat box. Okay, this is the activity. You have to write the different words that comes to your mind when you think about happiness. For example, I have given so many words over your screen. You can choose from it, and or you can write in the chat box from your own choice. What is happiness? What you think about the happiness? The what word comes to your mind? For example, for me, it's food. When I think about food, I feel so happy. Just write in the chat box what you, okay, reading, positivity, great. Dolly ma'am has written, being satisfied with what we are doing. Okay, great. Gaurav sir, parents. Okay, great. Music. Yes, it depends on the circumstances. Very true. Rachel ma'am has written, contentment. Teaching. Yes, and okay, great. I too love teaching. And I'm deadly sure we all teachers love teaching. If you all love teaching, show your thumbs ups in the chat box. Children, food, exploring new places and teaching. Yes, Anupama ma'am, great. Learning, joy, cherishing, enjoying, great, sharing, yes, great. Happiness is a part of life. Yes, very true. Thank you very much, dear participants. You know, I'm feeling so happy to be connected with you all, enthusiastic, and I'm deadly sure you all are happy learners. You all are happy educators as well. Thank you very much for responses. Do this next activity, please. Before we begin, let's check your mood today. I just want to check your mood right now. What is your mood right now? Show it with the help of emojis in the chat box, in the comment section. You can do this activity in your classroom as well to check the mood of your students. But right now, I want to check your mood. What's your mood? If I talk about myself right now, my mood is excited. Just share your emojis of your mood. Oh, great. Kanchan ma'am, great. Wow. Curious. Great. Great. Oh, wow. I see two hearts from the AC. Okay. Keen learner. Okay. Monica Pegu ma'am. Great. Thank you very much. It's great to see your, okay. ये गुस्सा किससे आ रहा है? Okay. गुस्सा आ भी सकता है, कोई बात नहीं. Smiley. Okay. Pooran ma'am. Thank you very much. You are smiling. Okay. Great. Great. Please join this activity. You can do this activity with your students as well in your classrooms. Thank you. Thank you. So moving to the why we have to do this activity. What's the objective of this activity? And this activity is known as the moodometer activity. You know, we have so many devices to measure different things regarding our health, but we never think about this to check the mood of our learners, mood of our family, our kids, our students, our neighbors, our family, our friends. Why we don't do this? Just do this activity with your friends as well, with your family as well. Just know their moods, and they will feel so happy. If someone is feeling bad or stressed, they ask them to share their problem. If they are willing, if they are at comfortable zone, they can share their feelings with you, and you can help out them. And this objective of this doing this moodometer activity in your classroom is helping the students identify different emotions, and we can recognize and learning about the different from the different facial expressions and their body language. We can know this what is the mood of our students right now. You know, when you are entering in a classroom with a smiley face, you can see, you have to eye contact with entire students, and if you are smiling, your entire class smile with you. If you are in the angry mood, then and entire class is like this. मैम आज बड़ा हिटलर वाले मूड में आई हुई है, शांत बैठ जाओ, अदरवाइज आज किसी ना किसी की पिटाई हो जानी है. ये फीलिंग्स बच्चों के अंदर आती है. तो बच्चों के सामने व्हेन यू आर एंटरिंग इन द क्लास, जस्ट एंटर विद अ स्माइली फेस. जो भी प्रॉब्लम आपके पास हो, यू नो, जो लाइफ में, पता किसी की भी लाइफ इतनी सिंपल नहीं होती. प्रॉब्लम्स और जो स्ट्रगल हैं हैंड इन हैंड हमारी लाइफ में चलते हैं. कहते हैं लाइफ का दूसरा नाम भी क्या है? स्ट्रगल. अगर लाइफ में अप डाउन्स ना आए तो क्या मजा जीने में? क्या खाक मजा आएगा उस जिंदगी में जिसमें अप डाउन ही ना हो? So take all these stress and the problems easy. And this moodometer helps the students to understand the healthy expressions of the emotions, how they can express their emotions and how they feel and cope with the emotions, and how each emotion matters. Every emotion has its own different speciality, and establishing connections with the emotions and the experiences, it's very, very good. And the students feel free to use the different vocabulary according to their feelings and their mood. And it encourages the students to have the positive mindset as well, and the vision of my future self as being human. It's very, very important to all of us. So I would love to see your comment. What is happiness? What's the definition of happiness to you? I'm not asking for the appropriate definition. I'm just asking, what are your views about the happiness? Please be active in the chat box. Jaldi se fatafat se start writing. Yes, body language is itself an art. Balance in oneself. Yes, very true. Great. What is happiness for you? Please. Peace of mind. Yes, Kanchan ma'am. Great. Internal feeling. Yes, very true. Learning and helping others. Yeah, great. Shakuntala ma'am. Attitude. Yeah, positive attitude. Yes, great. Nimita ma'am. Contentment, mean I'm working as per our passion. Yes, that's very, very great. Happy heart. Yes, Dr. Rinku ma'am. Great. Positive attitude. Internal place. Free play. Yeah, great, sir. Adaptability to everything. Yes, Kanika ma'am. Great. Involving in movement. Okay. Contentment. Yes, that's very true. On attitude, on pace. Yes, very true. Miss Rashita Bera ma'am. Thank you very much. Smiling on the face of every student. You know, this is the biggest happiness for each and every teacher. Do you agree with me? When your students are smiling, every teacher feels so contentment. Do you feel? Just show your thumbs up. Okay, stress free. Yes, very true. That feeling that comes over you when you feel life is good and you can't help but smile. Yes. लाइफ में बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं, उनका सॉल्यूशन हमारे पास नहीं होता. जस्ट गिव ए स्माइल. एक स्माइल दे दीजिए, प्रॉब्लम अपने आप हैंडल हो जाएगी. कई बार बहुत से प्रॉब्लम्स हैं कि जो हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं होती. दीज आर आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल, बट स्माइल करना तो हमारे कंट्रोल में है ना. हम स्माइल कर सकते हैं. ग्रेट रिंकू शर्मा मैम, ग्रेट. सो happiness, it is nothing, it is just a state of your mind. It is a psychological or mental state, bas. A happy, and so what is a happy classroom? Happy classroom is a setting which addresses a child academic, social needs and the academic needs, and the school going children spend a greater part of their life in the classroom. So it's very, very essential. Students are spending their 6 to 7 hours in the schools, in the classrooms. So it is very, very essential to keep all them happy and the smiley, and for their teaching and the learning, it will be truly very, very effective if you all students are smiling. You know, there is a Google Baba, as Dr. Saima ma'am has explained very well the role of media. So Google Baba hai na, we are not the knowledge provider right now. क्यों? क्योंकि Google पे everything is available. Every information is available just over the tips of your finger. So just inculcate the life skills among your students so they can live their life happily. आज की लाइफ ऑलरेडी इतनी स्ट्रेसफुल है. लोगों के कितने केसेस वी आर सीइंग डेली. हम पढ़ रहे हैं न्यूज़पेपर में, हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनका टेम्परामेंट किस टाइप का है. कितने केसेस आते हैं. यहाँ एक हिसार के पास कोई केस हुआ था, करनाल हिसार के एरिया में, हरियाणा में. एक बच्चे ने क्या किया, पिस्तौल से शूट कर दिया था प्रिंसिपल को. क्यों? क्योंकि प्रिंसिपल ने उसको स्लैप किया था, डांट दिया था उसकी किसी मिस्टेक के लिए, और उसकी इतनी इंसल्ट किया तो उसकी जो सेल्फ डिग्निटी ऑफ दैट बॉय वाज very much hearted, and the next day he shoot from the very close point to that principal. What was that? Every student is unique. Every student has its own dignity. हर बच्चे की अपनी एक सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट है. हम किसी की सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट को हर्ट नहीं कर सकते. You can never do, but we have the great liability over our shoulders. That's why this happy classroom concept was launched by the UNESCO in the Bangkok in the year 2016. I think if I'm wrong, Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am, please correct in the chat section. It is 2016 or 14. I am a little bit confused. Sorry for that. Please mention in the comment box. And what is happiness? It is all about what is happiness. Just write in the chat box what is happiness for you. You know, happiness is when there is happiness, when all these things are in perfect harmony. What you think, what you say, and what you do. All these things, what we think, what we say, and what we do. All these three things must be in the perfect harmony. Only then we can say there is a happiness and we are the happy. You know, happiness is an inside job. All please mark my words. Happiness is an inside job. There is no injection of the happiness. This can be injected inside the body of the students and by the teacher or by any doctor and they will be happy. No, it's not. And the happiness quotient, it is a concept that measures the proximity and the happiness each person has achieved in his life. How much happy you are. This can be measured by this happiness quotient. And again, there is another activity. And this activity is just write in the chat box. You can see the 5 pictures in this 6 pictures in this slide and share your observation about how the characters in this slide are demonstrating their happiness. Every child is sharing his happiness by different method. Just write in the chat box what you can find the reason of their happiness in the different pictures in the slide. In the slide picture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just write in the chat box. Just write, I'm looking for your answer. Doing the things of interest, yes. Rambai Yadav, very true. They are learning joyfully and practically, yes. Company of others, yes, very true, Kanika ma'am. Teamwork, yes, great. Okay, doing something which makes them happy, yeah. I'm looking for the more answer, please. Learning by doing, yeah, it may be. Sharing togetherness is happiness, yes. This is a parameter of their happiness. All the friends are together and they are enjoying the happiness. Great. Enjoying their work, yeah. It depends on the child's psychology, yes, Dr. Nehal, ma'am. Great. Cooperative learning, yes. Gender and the color equity, okay. Gaurav sir. Physical activity, okay. Roliva ma'am. And enjoy with friends, yes, Mr. Kumar. Collaboration and social learning, yes, Arjun sir. Experience, yes, Meera ma'am. Learning by doing, yes, yes, it may be. Yes, very true, very true. Okay, now just talk about the picture second. In the next slide, I will share the response, my answer. Just write the parameter of happiness for the child in the picture 2. Just write in the chat box about the picture 2. Enjoying own interest, yeah, practically great. Gaurav sir, you are very active, great to see. Monica ma'am, okay, companion. I'm talking about the second picture. Just write in the chat box why the child is happy in the picture second. What is she or what she is doing? Learning an art, yeah, self-learning. Okay, playing with color. Ma'am, happiness doesn't mean that every time there will be a smile over the face. Do class homework practically, experimenting, yes. Pooja, agree, ma'am. Interest of the child, yes, very true. Colors, yes, Surbhi Sharma, there is a parameter of happiness for that child playing with the colors. Okay, self-learning by painting, yeah, very true. Thank you very much. What is the parameter of happiness in the picture 3? Just write in the chat box. Parameter of happiness, why the students they are feeling so happy, why, what they are doing in the picture 3. They are happy, which activity is making them happy? Dimensions, okay. Happy family time, okay. Freedom, yeah, there is a freedom is given. Every child is doing the activity of his or her own choice. There's a freedom. Family together, yes. Enjoying the nature, okay. Abhay sir, thank you very much. All are involved, yeah. Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am, great, thank you. Choice based learning, yeah. Arjun Sharma sir, very true. They are playing, yes. Mrs. Vera, great, great. Work towards family, yeah, very true. Thank you very much. And now write your views about the picture 4. Why the child is happy? You can see he is smiling. What is why the child in the picture 4 is happy? What activity she is doing that's making her happy? Just write in the chat box, please. Learning something new, dancing, pursuing hobby, yeah, very true. Surbhi ma'am, great. Learn something new, own activity, creativity, yes, right care. Physical activity, yes, Arjun Sharma, maybe she like physical activity. Dancing, yeah, dancing. Candwell sir, Mrs. Yadav, great. Playing its own, yeah, Mr. Kumar, great, great. Exploration, yes, Janab sir, yes, Dr. Singh. Physical activity, yeah, very true, great. Fun activity, yes, swimming, okay, okay, Nivita ma'am, swimming, great. Enjoying this time. Burden free, feeling joyful, yes, great. Kanchan Jamir ma'am, great, very true. Happy learning, yes, great. Just write about the picture 5. Picture number 5. Picture 5. Very okay, interesting moment. Family time, okay. Enjoying the story, yeah. Storytelling, focus group discussion, enjoying the favorite genre. Okay, quality time with the family. Clearly, it has mentioned in the picture, there is a story time at this moment. Yeah, very true. Stories which build up the imagination of the kids. Yes, very true. Thank you very much, Monica ma'am. Great, great, great. Family time, okay. Ajma ma'am, thank you. Fatima ma'am learns history images. Okay, brainstorming. Okay, okay, great, great. Just write about the picture 6. Picture 6. Quick, do this quick activity. Okay, tell me, are you enjoying this session or not? Particularly, I'm enjoying this activity with you all. Just show your thumbs up if you all are enjoying. Gaining knowledge through the reading books. Yes, great. Pooja ma'am, storytelling. Also a good, yes. Getting answer to their queries. Yes, very true. Not okay. Acquiring knowledge. Yes. Enjoying the reading books. Yes, very, very, very great. Okay, great, great. Getting knowledge. Yes. Fun by reading books. Yes, very true. You know, when we read a book of your choice, we feel so happy the entire day. Who is in the habit of reading, enjoying syllabus. Okay, books are strength. Yes, very true, Mr. Okay, books are strength. What the child 6 books may be textbook and the achievement of the school, and level gives happiness to the students. Books are real friends. Yes, very true. Books are the never failing friend. They are the real friends. Enjoy the company of books. Expanding horizon of knowledge. Yes, yes, very true, very true. Thank you very much. You shared your responses in the comment section. All responses were great and right. So moving to the next slide, we always think about why this happiness is important, why this happiness of the teacher is very, very important. Why is important? Just I would love to see your views in the comment section, as we all are the educators here. Why is the happiness of teachers very, very important? Normally this aspect of education system is neglected. Happiness of the teacher, happiness of the students, these are the two things that has been most neglected. But nowadays it is not neglected, it has been taken over the top priority, it comes first. So what are your reasons? Sharing knowledge with young. Okay, teacher is a role model. Yes, very true, Mr. Arjun Sharma. So very true. To keep us young. Yes, because it's at the temperament of the class. Yes, yes, very true, Mr. Shanta Kumari, ma'am. Thank you very much for responses. I'm looking for the more responses. Why the happiness of teacher is very, very essential. Why it is important. Why it is the happiness of teacher is the core of education system. It is at the heart of the education system. Just right in the chapter, when the teacher teaching in the classroom, he takes 10 minutes. Yeah, very true. Create positive vibes. Yes. Very true, Monica ma'am. Necessary for the good teaching, learning environment. Yes. Happy teacher connects the deeply with the students. Very true. Teachers are the reform of the society. Yes, very true. Oh, very true, Subi ma'am. Oh, yes. Yadav sir, connect to the students better if the teachers are happy. Students feel so comfortable when the teacher is great, the teacher is feeling very happy, the teacher is connected to the students. You know, when the teacher is, if we are in the field of education, we all are educationists, we are the teachers. If we are in the field of education by choice, not by chance, show your thumbs up who are in this profession, in this pious, in the great profession by choice, in the chat box. I'm looking your responses. Show your thumbs up who is in this teaching profession, this enthusiastic profession. I love this profession. Show your thumbs up if you love this profession and you are by choice, not by chance. Okay, great, great to see you. Only if you are in this profession by choice, only then you can do justice with your profession as well as with your students, nation and society. And above all, we can give our 100% if we are in this profession by our choice. And you are the greatest influence on your students. It doesn't matter what salary we are withdrawing. The greatest thing is that how profoundly you are putting impact over your students, as we teachers are the role model for the students. And for you, success is a measure of the quality of the students who are mentored under your guidance. We feel so happy when we see our students are uh, uh, getting success in their life. They are achieving their goal, their targets, and when they are fully happy with their life, and when they visit our school, or when we meet us in the market, and now there's a social media, and when we message us कि मैम ग्रेट, आपने हमारी लाइफ बना दी मैम, सर आपने तो हमें पता नहीं क्या बना दिया, हम तो पता नहीं, शायद आप नहीं होते तो हम नहीं पढ़ पाते आज, वट एवर आर अचीवमेंट्स आर टुडे, दिस इज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ यू सर, सर गुरुजी प्रणाम। ऐसे बहुत से जब बच्चों के कमेंट्स आपको मिलते हैं तो कितनी एक खुशी, एक सेटिस्फेक्शन होती है, दैट कांट बी डिस्क्राइब और कैन बी एक्सप्रेस इन द वर्ड्स। when I feel when I connect my students, I receive their messages. इवन जो मैंने आज से 20 साल पहले स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ाया था, या 10 साल पहले, 15 साल पहले, वो बच्चे मुझे मार्केट में कहीं भी मिल जाते हैं, कहते हैं, चरण स्पर्श करते हैं, हेलो मैम, हाउ आर यू। तो मैं भूल जा, मुझे तो क्योंकि बच्चे छोटे थे, अब वो दे हैव बीन ग्रोन अप, तो उनकी फेस भी चेंज हो जाती है, नहीं समझ में आता, तो कहते हैं मैम आपने हमें पढ़ाया था उस क्लास में, हम वहां पढ़े थे आपसे। तो इट्स फील सो हैप्पी कि आज 20 साल के बाद भी हमारे बच्चे हमें याद कर रहे हैं, स्टिल वी आर इन देयर मेमोरीज, still they can recognize us. It's the greatest reward to every teacher, isn't it? You agree with me? You agree with me? If you agree, show your thumbs up in the chat box. Great. And you foster the social responsibility. We have the social responsibility over the shoulders. We have to broaden the imagination of the students as well, by providing the great education to the students. Not we have to not just provide the bookish knowledge. We this is not the aim of education to develop bookworms. ऐसे bookworms वाले हमने practical knowledge हमने बच्चों को देनी है, bookworm हमने develop नहीं करना है, and offer the encouragement and support to the students 24/7. You know, the job of teaching is 24/7. घर जाने के बाद हमारी job खत्म नहीं हो जाती है जैसे और professions में होता है. We always think about, even in the night, what we think about. We think about कल मैंने क्या टॉपिक पढ़ाना है, ओके उस बच्चे को वो समझ में नहीं आया, उसके मार्क्स कम आए, तो मैंने मुझे कैसे हैंडल करना है डिफरेंट तरीके से कि वो भी बच्चा अच्छे से मार्क्स को अचीव कर पाए। हम अपने लेसन प्लान के बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं, प्रैक्टिकल्स के बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं, मॉडल हमने क्या करना है, एक्सपेरिमेंट क्या शो कर, एग्जाम्पल हमने क्या सेट करना है, ये सारी चीजें माइंड में हमारे साइड बाय साइड चलता रहता है। Isn't it? You agree with me? If you agree, show a thumbs up. Be thankful you are associated with the most blissful generation. You know, you are dealing with the generation Z generation, and this generation, my dear friends, it's very, very brilliant generation. तो इनको टीच करने के लिए हमें फुल्ली प्रिपेयर होना पड़ता है, हमें बहुत, वी हैव टू वर्क अलॉट, हार्ड वर्क वी हैव टू डू। रातों की नींद हमने अपनी खोनी पड़ती है ऐसे बच्चों को पढ़ाने के लिए। सो फील, वी ऑल्सो फील जस्ट लाइक द लर्नर्स। अभी भी फील होता है कि अभी हमें नहीं आती, बहुत सी चीजें हमें सीखनी है, अपने टीचिंग मेथड को वी हैव टू इम्प्रूव अ लॉट। एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट इज we are still school going and we feel forever young. And you have always, you may have heard कि teacher never grows old. Teacher कभी भी बूढ़ा नहीं होता, teacher always remain young. If you agree with me or not, teacher हमेशा young रहता है, lifelong learning. Yes it is. क्या टीचर बूढ़े होते हैं? टीचर के फेस पे आप देखिए, टीचर्स हमेशा इतने एंथुसियास्टिक, इतने यंग फील होते हैं, यंग, उनके फेस आप देखिए। बाकी इन रेस्ट ऑफ द प्रोफेशंस लोगों के फेस पे देयर रिंकल्स, सैडनेस, गुस्सा, एंगर, फ्रस्ट्रेशन, पता नहीं क्या क्या। बट एक टीचर एक ऐसा बंदा है जिसके फेस पे हमेशा स्माइल रहती है, ऑलवेज स्माइल ओवर द टीचर। आई लव दिस प्रोफेशन। and you all teachers are extraordinary. If you agree with me, show your thumbs up. We all teachers are extraordinary. Teachers have the unique responsibility to teach the students to love learning. What you do each day will make a difference. And so don't forget, you all are extraordinary. And there is an equation for the sustainable future. What is that equation? We always talk about the sustainable growth, or the sustainable India, sustainable future. What's that equation that is helpful for making the future great? And that equation is the happy teacher. If the teacher is happy, only happy teachers can create a happy classroom. And when the classroom is happy, means our students will be compassionate students. There will be students will be happy. And when we have the compassionate students, what will happen? They will be just peaceful citizens. ये रूस और यूक्रेन का जो थर्ड वर्ल्ड इन्होंने बिगिन कर रखे, ये सिचुएशंस, ये हालात नहीं डेवलप होने थे अगर हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम पूरे वर्ल्ड का सही होता. तो एक पीसफुल सिटीजन्स हम बनाने में फेल हो चुका है. इट मींस कि जो 21st सेंचुरी की जो एजुकेशन है, दैट नीड्स to be reconstructed, as ma'am Saima ma'am said, the education system is reconstructed time to time. We have to update the we have to bring the new policies in the education system so that we can create the peaceful citizens. क्या दोष है, क्या फॉल्ट है, क्या उनका लोगों का यूक्रेन का जो उनके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है, या बॉम्ब ब्लास्टिंग हो रही है, किस लिए? कभी चाइना वायरस छोड़ रहा है, कभी कुछ हो रहा है. तो इतना प्रॉब्लम्स आज की हैं, ये दिस इज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द फॉल्ट इन द एजुकेशन सिस्टम. व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन, माइंड में क्या चल रहा है? तो कहीं ना कहीं मैं सोचती हूँ कि ये हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम का ही फॉल्ट है. हम एक पीसफुल सिटीजन्स को डेवलप नहीं कर पा रहे हैं और वर्ल्ड को एक पीसफुल प्लेस हम नहीं बना पा रहे हैं. सो माय नेक्स्ट स्लाइड इज अबाउट क्रिएटिंग ए हैप्पी क्लासरूम एंड वेज टू स्प्रेड द हैप्पीनेस इन द क्लासरूम. हाउ यू कैन क्रिएट, देयर आर सो मेनी स्ट्रेटजीज, बट few of them I had listed here. And how, first of all, what you have to do, you have to turn your everyday interaction into a powerful interaction. If you are interacting in the classroom every day, but that interaction must be powerful interaction. How you can turn, there are the strategies how you can turn your normal interaction into a powerful interaction. There are the 3 steps for that. One is be present, second is connect, and the third is the extended learning. My dear educators, please stay in the moment, keep calm and breath, just breath, and stay in the present moment. Just forget about the past and future. Don't regret about what happened in the past. Don't think about what will happen in the future. Just stay in the present moment and take a moment to think and prepare. When take a deep breath, just use your emotional intelligence and clear your mind, detoxify your mind. Be mindful, as Dr. Saima spoke in her session very well. Dr. Garg has spoken over these things. Adjust, we have to adjust to connect, reflect on your personality. You know, you are the role model in the class, before the students. So adjust your personality and it has a great impact over your students. You have to pay attention to your temperament, your preferences, your interest, the culture, and the languages, which language you are using in the classroom. I request all the educationists, all the teachers, please pay attention to the language, the words you are using in the classroom, and always have control over your temperament when you are dealing the bad behavior of the student at that time. Many of time we lose the temperament. Please don't do that. And when your interaction is strong, strong interaction will help in the better development of the child and your students. And the social interaction plays a key role in how the children learn to think, reason, and communicate. All these things are learned only by the social interactions, and all the aspects of our life, affect the development of the student. These aspects are intellectual aspect, social aspect, emotional aspect, behavioral aspect, and the moral aspect. All these aspects affect the development of the child and the personality of your students. So create a great environment of relationship in your classrooms. And how you can connect your students in the classroom. There are the 7 strategies. Slow down in the classroom, just stay in the moment and do interaction with the students. Keep learning about the children. You must have the knowledge about the child psychology, and every teacher have read about it in the B.Ed course. When they had done this, there is a paper over that child psychology. Just listen to each and every student in your classroom, what he or she is trying to say, and personalize your interaction with the each and the every student in the classroom, and show respect to each and every student. Respect their views, whatever they are saying, and guide the children's behavior properly in a positive manner, and keep trust growing. Always have trust over your students. Never lose your trust, as it plays a very important role in developing the personality of the student. And there must be a sense of belonging when you are in the classroom. Always welcome your students with a smile. Invest time in knowing them. This we have done earlier, and the time is running short, so I will summarize it very quickly. We all are in the classroom with a cause. So what we have to do, we have to develop a support system in the classroom, and this can be done by sponsoring the books of some underprivileged children, or even a social get together for the students. They will learn the support system and let them realize their strength. It is very, very essential. You know, you can do this activity in the beginning of the session. You can do a great job chart for your students based on their activities, or just अरेंज कहते हैं ना उसको, एक टैलेंट शो अरेंज की दी अपने बच्चों के लिए क्लासरूम में, तो कि आपको टैलेंट डिफरेंट रोल प्लेज आप उनको दीजिए, तो टू आइडेंटिफाई देयर पोटेंशियल. For example, you can give the different these ye hum head can be prepared, different duties can be assigned to the students in the classroom. Literary head can be made in the classroom by among the students. Recycling chief, librarian, lights and the doors, who will switch on and off light and doors after when the class is over. Assign the duty, and who will be the spokesperson of the classroom. Assign all these duties so that they can identify, they can realize their strength, how much strength, how much potential they have. And this is very, very important. Add music in your classroom, my dear teachers. It's very true statement. Music is the food of every soul. We all love this music. So welcome your all students in the morning when they are coming to the school. Just play a music sound in the background, a soothing music, so that every student, when they hear that sound, they feel so happy and positive. You know, when you are happy, the level of the two chemicals increases in our body. One is serotonin and another is the dopamine. These two chemicals keeps you happy, and it can be done daily for 5 or the 10 minutes according to the schedule. In the morning assembly, it can be done. And most of teacher, what the biggest mistake they are doing, they are labeling their students. I request all the educators, please don't label your students with the different comments कि तुम तो बहुत notorious हो, he is deaf, तुम्हें तो मैथ्स आता ही नहीं है. क्लास में अगर किसी का कुछ भी गुम हो गया, पक्का रोहित ने निकाला होगा. रोहित is in the habit of stealing. Where is Rohit? रोहित को सर्च करो, चाहे वो रोहित ने ना उसकी बुक या पेंसिल को चुराया हो, बट नेम वहीं जाएगा. As we have labeled, don't label your students. You know, if you are labeling your students, they feel bad about themselves, and labeling students make it harder to correct their behavior. It's not done, and the biggest harm we are doing with our students by labeling them, and it limits and put the child in the box, and leading to conclude that I can't do that, or I can do everything. Or many times हम कहते हैं क्लास में कि Meena she is the most intelligent girl of this class. Don't label. Otherwise, उस बच्चे में many times कई बार क्या होता है बच्चों में बहुत ego हो जाता है कि I am the most intelligent. बाकी तो डफर बैठे हैं क्लास में. Don't do this. Do you agree with me? Don't label your students. If you agree with me, अगर हमने बच्चे को बोल दिया आप तो मैथ्स में वीक हो, अगर वो बच्चा कितने भी कोशिश करेगा, पता है उसके माइंड में एक बात घर कर जाएगी, व्हाट्स दैट, मुझे तो मैथ्स आ ही नहीं सकता, आई कांट डू मैथ्स, एज माय टीचर टोल्ड मी कि आई एम वेरी वीक एट द मैथ्स, आई कांट डू दैट. सो व्हाट विल हैपन, बच्चा मैथ्स में वीक हो जाएगा. थैंक यू पुष्पा मैम फॉर योर फीडबैक. Great to all the participants. So never label your students. That's why I was saying use appropriate language in the classroom, and I think no need to go in the deep, as Dr. Saima ma'am, she has elaborated very well over this. Thank you ma'am, you have reduced my work. Great. Be happy yourself always. It's if we teachers are happy, only then we can spread happiness all around. The most important element of a happy classroom is happy teacher. So we have to create a balance between the work and the leisure, and join some activity what you like. For example, I had joined gym. I enjoy exercise with my fellow person who are doing the gym, and it makes so many friends also side by side. And if you love painting, dancing, music, cycling, whatever you have the hobby, just join your hobby classes. You know, चाहे आप 30 मिनट के लिए आप चाहिए, चाहे आपको 15 मिनट्स का भी टाइम लगता है, but when you do the work of your choice, when you follow your passion, it makes you happy. We feel happy, and creating this happy classroom will go a long way to make the world happier, peaceful, and sustainable place to live in. And this is the great need of the hour. We have to make this place, this earth, peaceful, happier, and sustainable place, ताकि हमारी आने वाली generations हमें blessings दें, ना कि ये कहें कि हमारे जो पीछे जनरेशंस गई उन्होंने क्या किया है. Do exercise each day. Set a time for 20 minutes or the 10 minutes. Do this physical activity with your students as well in the classroom. पूरा दिन बच्चों को पढ़ा पढ़ा के वो बोर हो जाते हैं. After all, they are human beings. मैथ्स का बहला आया, फिर हिंदी का आ गया. टेक आउट योर बुक्स. क्लास में एंटर करते ही व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, टेक आउट योर मैथ्स बुक्स क्विक क्विक. मेरे आने से पहले बुक्स बिल्कुल ओपन हो जानी चाहिए क्लास में. डोंट टेक योर टाइम. वेयर इज योर बुक? अभी तक आपने बुक को निकाला ही नहीं है. व्हाई यू आर वेस्टिंग योर टाइम? ऐसे वहां जाके नहीं करना है क्लासरूम में. डोंट डू दिस. जस्ट मेक ए हैप्पी क्लासरूम. 2 मिनट लगते हैं, ज्यादा वक्त नहीं लगता. यू कैन डू few activities. Okay, start laughing with me. Ha 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 ha. Do this activity, laughing activity. Okay, do clapping. Roll your hands. Shake your hands like this. Sit, stand, sit, stand. जो कि nursery classes में we have done. You can repeat all those activities. I just want to know, are you doing any such type of activity in your classroom? Please, I request. Honestly answer in the chat box. Honestly. Okay, Arjun sir, it make them energetic. Yes, very true, Arjun sir. Abhay, Ori sir, you are doing great. Also mention which activity you are doing in the classroom to making your students again so active. Just right. Very less. Okay. So start doing this activity. Every day takes only 1 minute. For the 1 minute you can do, I told you na कि they can get knowledge from anywhere. Google है ना. तो डोंट बी, आपने वो नहीं बनना है कि मैं सारी इंफॉर्मेशन ही मैं बच्चों को प्रोवाइड कर सकता हूँ. अगर मैंने नहीं पढ़ाया तो बच्चों को कहाँ से नॉलेज मिलेगी. नो, clap for themselves. Yes, very true, Arjun sir. Great. Sit, stand. Yes, great. I'm looking for the more response in the chat box. Which activity you are doing in the classroom? Please do reply in the chat box. I request you all different activities so that we can know and यहाँ जब different activities you will mention in the chat box, हो सकता है कि हमें भी कुछ नए ideas हमें मिल जाएं. Engage them in a bilateral dialogues. Yes, very true, sir. Very true. Great. Sorry. Incorporate art. You know, we all love this art. Art के साथ human being has been connected from that time immemorial. So if you can help your students to develop the resilience and the grit to tackle all the situations only with the help of this art. Sketch. Ask your student to take a plain drawing paper and let them free. Whatever they want to draw, just draw. छोटे बच्चे तो ना सब पूरा दीवार को ऐसे ऐसे गोल सर्कल में भांड देते हैं मीन्स इसको ऐसे खराब कर देते हैं पूरी वॉल को. आई कैन डू दिस एक्टिविटी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऐसे 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 करते थे बच्चे. आप कभी कभी मन करे, गुस्सा आ रहा हो, आप कीजिए दिस एक्टिविटी. यू विल फील very happy. Have you done this activity ever in the childhood or right now as well? Just write in the chat box. Okay, great. Beginning with the small talks. Yes, Monica ma'am, great. So that you, in this way, you can connect your students how they are feeling right now. Great. And organize an open art day in your school as well, where the teacher and the students can paint whatever they like and let it open ended, and it should be non competitive. वहां कोई competition नहीं हो रहा है. अपने आप उनको allow कीजिए किसको क्या draw करना है. They will feel happy. And this is very important. You have to develop this gratitude. Keep this gratitude jar in your classroom. Develop a gratitude wall in any corner in your classroom. It can be a small whiteboard, or even it can inside the classroom. It can be in the corridor, and you can ask your students to decorate it with the sticky notes. And I request all the teachers at the end of each day, do this activity. Let your students write the 3 good things what happens to them during the day using a sticky note. You can do this activity. They can write, for example, I had written, I'm happy to share that I could solve math sum on my own, or I'm happy to share that Mr. Johnson appreciated my singing in the class today. I'm happy to share that I was able to manage my time efficiently this week, and all submissions for this week are done. Yay. I'm happy to share my group presentation was awesome, and thanks to my group members. In this way, sticky notes can be created. These are the simple tips and the tricks, and the happiness. These are the happiness captures. You can create a happiness jar in the classroom as well. My dear educators, my dear participants, little drops of happiness creates an ocean of joy. So, छोटी जो खुशियां हैं, find out, celebrate that. हर छोटी सी चीज के लिए आप खुश होना सीखिए. A positive and happy influence we are having due to this. Creating a happy classroom isn't just about smiling every day, every time. We can't be in this position. No, it's not possible. It's all about developing an environment that looks after the whole child and help them build the strategies to feel happier about the all aspects of their lives. And all the themes listed are interwoven. All are equally important in helping you achieve your target. Our objective is to create happy classrooms. And as teachers, we are in the privileged position to be a constant positive influence in the lives of our pupils. And this is a position we should feel proud of. And I am proud of it. Show thumbs up if you feel proud of being in the field of education. And creating a happy classroom is just the beginning, my dear friends. You can do this activity as well in your classroom. You can ask your students to write your name poem, for example. Develop your name poem in the chat box, right? For example, my name is Raj, R-A-J. R is for romantic. Yes, I'm romantic. A stand for awesome. I'm awesome. Really, I'm awesome person. And J stand for jolly. I'm jolly person. I always feel every moment joyful. I enjoy every situation of my life, whatever situation is there, but I never forget to smile. Just write your name poem in the chat box. From your, as I had created my own. I would love to see if you share. Please go ahead. You can ask your students in the classroom, what is your superpower? What is your superpower? Just write in the chat box. What is your superpower? I'm looking for your responses. Humble request to, okay. Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am. Intuitive, okay. Great, Arjun sir. Great. To connect well with everyone, okay. Great, Abhay sir. Paying gratitude, great, Nimita ma'am. This is the greatest superpower. Great. No, don't be sorry, ma'am. Don't be sorry. Please write. I'm write in the chat box. What's your superpower? Okay, Dr. Navneet Kaur, ma'am. Write your superpower in the chat box. You have a very great personality. Helping others, great. Smile, yes. Yeah, same. Mine is also smile. This is my greatest superpower. Great. To be happy mostly. Okay, Dr. Saima, ma'am, what's your superpower? Please, if you don't mind, please mention in the chat box so that we all can know about yourself. What's your superpower? And Mrs. Garg, ma'am, Dr. Garg, ma'am, also I request you share your superpower in the chat box. Politeness, okay, great. Smile, okay, Dr. Singh. Being meditative, okay. Politeness, great. Meaningful learning, humor also, yes, great. Subhi Sharma, ma'am. Humor, okay, great. I'm looking for the more answers, responses. Dr. Saima, ma'am, are you there? If you are there, please share your superpower. Motivation, okay, great. Science exploring, great. Okay, great. My smile and approachability, great. Dr. Garg, ma'am, thank you. Empathetic, Meera, ma'am, thank you very much. Great. I'm pretty flexible. Yes, flexibility. We all must be flexible if you want to stay happy in your life. Flexibility is the great thing. We all must have this. To think from the spectator's perspective. Wow, great. Politeness. Great. And okay, moving to the next session. Brain break activity you can do. You can do this mindful activity meditation you can do in the classroom. You can take out uh, 5 minutes or the 4 minutes or every Saturday or Monday or fix any day and do this meditation activity with your students and with a soothing soundtrack. You all will enjoy this. You can just do this as the time is lacking, time is running short. So moving to the next, positive, use positive words, positive communication, positive words. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. And let's find the solution to the problem. Be positive whenever whenever there is a problem, do the brainstorming activity in the classroom. You will have the different amazing ideas from the different students and positive, efficient, talented, dynamic, calm, magnificent. Use these positive words and spin your story of positive experiences in the classroom with your students. And my dear participants, happiness is all about how you manage yourself and your relationship with your fellow teachers and the students. This is a triangle of happiness: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness. All these are in perfect harmony. You will be happy. And this is my recipe for the happiness. What is your recipe for the happiness? Just write in the chat box. And mine recipe is 1 large cup of smile, 3 medium cup of sweetness, half cup of goodwill, 3 cups of humor, 5 cups of positive energy, and the 10 cups of self-esteem, and a pinch of luck. This is my recipe for the happiness. And with this, my recipe, I'm concluding my session as the time is being over. And if you are a teacher, you are also life coach, motivator, cheerleader, we are rule enforcer, we are role models, we are organizer, we are fundraiser, and we are the nose wiper, we are counselor, we are the guide, we are the dream installer, we are the mediator, and we are the trainer, we are the event planner, we are the scheduler, we are the decorator, and above all, we are great artists, we are magicians. हमारे हाथों में जादू होता है, हर टीचर के पास जादू होता है. And let's together make the world happier, starting it from the classroom. Ending my session with these words: happiness is all about how you manage yourself, your relationship with your fellow teachers and the students. So make this world happier with your happy classrooms, with your happy students, happy schools. Love you all, and thank you very much for providing me this wonderful opportunity to share my views with all the dignitaries. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Stay happy. Love you all.
Thank you, ma'am. You are looking so happy.
Thank you, ma'am.
And really, it's our moral duty to make a peaceful and satisfied person.
Yes.
हमारे हाथ में बहुत कुछ होता है. टीचर स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत कुछ बना सकता है. और आई एम फील वेरी हैप्पी जब मैं एनएसएस कोऑर्डिनेटर हूँ मैम, एक्चुअली एनएसएस पीओ हूँ मेरे कॉलेज में. और जब मैं किसी एक स्टूडेंट को कॉल करती हूँ या मैसेज करती हूँ कि तुम्हें कल आना है, तो 10 पूछते हैं मैडम हमें नहीं आना. तो दैट टाइम आई एम फीलिंग रियली वेरी हैप्पी. So ma'am, I really enjoying this session very much, and I hope कि बाकी सबने भी इसको बहुत enjoy किया होगा. मैम आप बहुत बहुत आपका धन्यवाद. थैंक यू सो मच कि आप हमारे बीच में आए और आपने अपनी एक बहुत अच्छी नॉलेज हमारे साथ शेयर की. थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
Welcome, ma'am. Thanks to all the participants.
नवनीत मैम.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Dr. Raj, what a creative and interactive session. Oh my God. You took the, heart of everyone. Wonderful. Only happy teachers change the world of future. As future of world is in their classrooms, you have proved that. Such a interaction. And I think every participant face was not coming on the video, but I can see the smiles in the chat box. Teachers who can achieve a balance between fun and learning will only get better results and also have happier students under their care. So I want to congratulate all the 3 speakers of the day, and especially Dr. Rinku for such a wonderful coordination. All of you have proved today that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And very important, I must appreciate the R&D of ICERT. I don't know from where you have found these resource persons. Amazing. Amazing. Really. Kudos to all of you. They were really magnificent. I take the opportunity to thank the entire members of ICERT and participants for rendering their valuable time. My sincere thanks to all the guest invites who have enlightened us. An event of this dimension can't happen overnight. It needs meticulous planning, execution, and an eye of details. I want to thank each one who was involved in this directly or indirectly for their support and enthusiastic participation. Before I end, I just want to add up the instructions there were. Attendance certificates will be issued in 10 days after the program. So please don't write emails, it will be coming to you. And those who have registered will be given the certificates. We appreciate your participation. And the next program, ICERT is organizing 2 days multidisciplinary web conference on March 26th and 27th in collaboration with School of Education, Central University of Haryana. You could visit News and Advocacy International Council for Education, Research and Training, that is icert.org.in, for registration and related details. With this lines, I just want to end up that let's be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Gratitude to them, each one of them, our parents, our society, our community, our colleagues, our children, our vendors, people who help us in one or other way, the nature, Almighty, each and everyone. Thank you so much. With this note from ICERT, we wish you luck and see you in the next seminar. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you,
Great
ma'am.
to
Thank
hear
you so
me,
much.
Navneet Kaur, ma'am.
Thank you.
And before going, if you can switch on your videos so that we can interact and we can see tomorrow if you're meeting anywhere, maybe national or internationally, we should be able to recognize each other. So if you can switch on your video and we can pass the smiles and vibrations, it will be really wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you, Principal Rambai. Great to see you. Dr. Pushpanjali, wonderful. Pradeep Mehta ji, great to see you. Magdalene, great. You were so interactive. Roliva Fernandez, great, ma'am. Chaco, that's great. It's really wonderful watching each other. Pujari Nisha Gopal, Mrs. Shakila Y. Hi, Janab. Great to see you. Anuja, ma'am. It's so beautiful, you know, when you see people all around the world, you feel universe is so small. We may be sitting so far, but by heart and with this happiness and this beautiful day of independence we are celebrating as happiness, we all are together. And this is, I think, the smile what Sagwan has beautifully said, the media, what Saima has proved, and the policies what Pratibha has given, and the coordination done by Rinku. Kudos to you all. Applaud for you all. Grace Akanbi, she is there. Great to see you, everyone. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman, sir, Secretary, sir, everyone, Reddy, sir. If you can also, Pradeep Mehta ji is there. Great. So if you, ICRT team, Delhi, you have really done great work. Thank you so much. Please do fill your attendance. The link is there in the chat box. If you have not filled till now. Dr. Pushpanjali is there. Great. If anybody wants to speak anything, you can unmute and speak. If any participant wants to give their feedback, though in chat box, we are getting wonderful feedbacks.
And you can share your takeaways from the session as well.
Yes, of course.
Hello.
Grace, I think
Hello.
Grace,
Yes.
Grace.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Ma'am, are you all able to hear me?
Yeah, Magdalene. Yes, Magdalene. First we'll go to you.
Magdalene here, ma'am. Magdalene here from Hyderabad. It's a great honor to be on this platform. Listening to the two keynote speakers. It was indeed a great experience listening to them. I have learned a lot.
I request Mr. Ganesh to, we can unmute when we are speaking. Yeah, please, ma'am, continue.
Yeah, ma'am. Creating a happy classroom is a big challenge, but ma'am has, really gave few pieces of advice on how to switch on to that mood and get all the students of different psychological behavior into one mood and create that kind of environment. Thank you, Raj Sangwan, ma'am. And the other keynote speaker, she spoke about high-tech generation. So we always term the students as "ये बच्चे COVID के batch के हैं." No, that's odd thing for the students, when they are called like that, maybe they are annoyed, something like that. But when we are giving them this kind of terminology, calling them high-tech generation students, it really motivates students. If he or she is a low or average learner, So he might switch on to, or he might get inspired with few words or such kind of terminology, and he starts learning.
Yeah.
So
Very
very
true, very
engaging and great sessions, ma'am. Thank you.
great.
And thank you for giving me opportunity to be on this platform. Thank you, everybody, and special thanks to the organizers.
Wonderful, ma'am. We would love to see you again. Great, great. I'll go to Grace Akanbi. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, Grace, we can hear you, please.
Good. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm so blessed. It was an exciting moment.
Grace,
But
you're from
please, I
which
want
place?
to...
You're from which place?
You say what?
You're from which place?
From Nigeria.
Nigeria. Oh, wow. Please share your takeaways.
Yeah, it was an exciting and educative session. But I want to admonish the organizers that next time you let the Zoom accommodate more people.
Definitely.
I
we will
joined
work on that.
I joined the Zoom very early. Unfortunately, the network was bad. I was logged out. So I have to join through YouTube. But the YouTube is not as interactive as the Zoom. So please expand the number of people that will be accommodated next time. Thank you so much.
Definitely, Grace, we'll acknowledge your suggestion, and definitely the team
Okay.
will work for that. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else wants to share?
Yes.
Please raise your
Yes,
hand.
ma'am.
Yeah, who is this?
Ma'am,
Yeah,
good
Nimit.
evening.
Good
Yeah.
evening.
Good evening, everyone present here. Kindly accept my heartfelt gratitude for the wonderful session. Firstly, I want to speak about Pratibha ma'am. Ma'am, you have explained each and every aspect very effectively. I respect and honor your words, ma'am. Thank you for sharing wonderful knowledge and experience with all of us, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Selma.
One thing, ma'am, that I have noted during your session, that you have talked about special need children. You named that children, special need children. But ma'am, I think they are not special need children. They are specially abled children. We don't call them specially needed children because they are specially abled. The need is to explore their special ability. Now we are implementing new education policy 2020, but we have the stock of traditional teachers. Firstly, as per my view, there is need to develop modern skills among the teachers as per the current needs. And thanks to Saima ma'am, thanks to Raj ma'am also for the wonderful session. Thank you to all the team of ICT who gave us a wonderful opportunity through this platform to add in our knowledge and get wonderful experience through the intelligent and knowledgeable resource persons. Thank you each and everyone.
Great, Nimta ma'am. What you have added
Yeah.
up is really very, very important. That is why
Yeah.
new education policy has implemented now for every teacher. 50 hours
Yeah.
training is mandatory in a session because more training will be taking, more learning will be done. So
Yeah.
this is the enhancement over there. I'll request
Yeah.
Kanika ma'am to briefly take up so that we can wind up. Kanika ma'am, please unmute.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are. Please.
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to thank all the three resource persons for sharing such a valuable information with us. Ma'am, I have a short question for Saima ma'am.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, when we employ artificial intelligence in education, how can we ensure the security of the learners? Like, for example, you talked about that was just an example. You talked about going to Dubai and they took your retina scan and just displayed your information. Then at that point of time, how are you sure that your information is will not be used for other illegal things or that way?
No,
Like-
see, illegal things, no way. They cannot use they cannot use your information for illegal things. But yes, there are ethical dilemmas when we talk about AI, any emerging technology which is just surfacing, either it is AI or any other technology which is there, they will have their loopholes. So as and when they surface and they become, very easily acceptable, we will try to identify the loopholes and we will get over them. And be aware, Google and everybody is already taking all your information. They are
Yes,
very
ma'am.
well
Yes,
aware
ma'am.
of what you want to eat, which restaurant you want to go, which pizza
Yeah.
you like. So that information is already being,
Yes,
checked
ma'am.
in. So they have their own ethical dilemmas, but in education, surely illegal and legal, this stuff does not happen.
Yes, ma'am. But that ideology was very innovative. I like the ideology very well.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dr. Raj, ma'am, I would like to thank you so much for such an interactive session. It was very interactive. You gave me an idea to make my classroom very innovative. Thank you so much.
Once again, I thank every participant. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. So with this note, we end up this session. Thanks to all the resource person, Dr. Rinku, Dr. Reddy, Dr. Singama, Dr. Sandeep, everyone. Thank you so much. ICERT team Delhi. God bless you all. See you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks to you, Dr. Navneet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Navneet Kaur, ma'am. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, Dr. Garg,
It was really
Dr.
wonderful
Saima, and all the
meeting you all.
participants and the entire ICRT team. Great day to all of you. Bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Bless you.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you. I'll request ICRT team to close. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.